Hey there, Filmatic listeners. This is Nabeel Sharif coming at you with something a little different than you were expecting. Now, the following episode that you're about to hear was recorded on April 7th, 2021. Now, as you have probably noted by now, it's been a while since we've done an actual episode, specifically our Summer of Stiller. It probably seems like the Summer of Stiller died before it could even start, but I'm here to reassure you and let you know that Summer of Stiller will not be ending until we complete it. So, just to fill you in on that, the reason we haven't done an episode is because Justin, as you know, who was in East Berlin, had some travel issues trying to get back to the States. He finally made it. That took some time. He's here, but then he went. So Justin is still traveling, leaving me kind of disabled until he returns, which will be in mid-August, part of this month. So once that happens, we're going to work double time on making the Summer of Stiller happen. And the Summer of Stiller does not end with summer, as you know. It's Berlin time, perhaps even longer than Berlin time, but it will happen and it will be completed. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I thought it'd be cool to bring you this lost episode that was originally recorded on April 7, 2021. So this was supposed to be a kind of proto season 4 premiere, but it was utterly plagued with technical and practical issues. So I scrapped it and used the following episode of the Suicide Squad, DVD still available, as a premiere, as you probably know if you listen to the podcast. And I always thought at some point I'd get back to it and use it, but it was just such a daunting task to fix this hunk of junk that I wasn't sure if I ever would be able to do it, or if I would do it, just for time's sake, because there was a lot wrong with this episode, technically, that I had to go in and fix. Which I did do because, we're on hiatus and I figured I'd spend some time painstakingly editing this, removing as many issues as I could, fixing the sound quality, listening, fully through and scrubbing through it and making sure it's all tip top for the most part. And I'm sure you might find a few small things here and there, but I did my best to give you a little something to chew on until our next Summer of Stiller episode. And I hope this brings you any level of enjoyment at all. And we'll see you later this month for the next episode of Summer of Stiller.
It's called Gnarly. It looks pretty funny.
Oh, I heard he was doing a movie. I didn't know it was out. What is it about?
It's like pretty much Jackass, where they're just doing stunts.
It says 2020. Apparently not a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah, it's like only available on his website or something. So,
Steve-O Movies and More, coming to you this episode of Filmatic. Welcome. You guys didn't know I was recording that the last 2 minutes.
Dude, you can't record me without consent, man.
That is true.
I didn't sign off yet.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it?
One-party consent is not going to help Nabeel in this scenario, my friend.
Come on. I'll have to hire a lawyer. I'll have to hire the podcast offender defender.
That's terrible.
There you go. So, I'm here with Justin Fischler. Of course, he returns. How are you doing, Justin?
Fantastic. How are you?
Wonderful. And here for the second time, Tenzin Smith. How's it going, Tenzin?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Heard you got a new telescope recently. How's that?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Is it working out good?
It is, yeah. I'll show you some stuff from it later.
Alright, sure. And finally, we have Evan Lamolier. Hello, Evan.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good today, actually. Feel good today.
I know you said you kind of made a mess on your desk earlier. You spilled some stuff. Did you get it cleaned up?
It's all nice and tidy now. Gotta, keep my desk organized for Filmatic podcast.
They say an organized workspace is an organized mind, So
no distractions.
Mine is not organized then.
I heard it's
not.
like the opposite. It was like a clean desk, or like an empty desk is an empty mind, or something like that. And that was like Einstein or somebody famous for being smart that said that.
I'll have to take your
That's
word.
good for Einstein or whoever that smart person was, but I disagree.
An empty desk is an empty mind. I mean, maybe that means if there's literally nothing on it, like if it's just
Right. Because having a clean desk doesn't mean there's nothing on it.
Saying.
It just means it's organized.
Nope.
And then
You're
the
warping
overall
Einstein's
content
words.
I'm not. I'm literally interpreting them. It's like the Bible.
It's like the Constitution, You know, except we don't have an actual source for this. We're just going off of.
No, it was a quote I saw on Instagram.
It's even worse.
On Instagram about
Source.
some guy who was apparently famous for being smart or something. Not even Einstein, for sure.
Source, trust me, bro.
Anyway, so guys, this is the season. Welcome to season 4. We're on season 4 of Filmatic. This is the first episode.
Yeah, it feels different.
It does.
Feels so long since season 3, like a whole week.
Hey,
I'm gonna light a candle.
if that doesn't sum up season 4, I don't know what does. All right, because we're gonna be lighting candles this whole season. All right, you have so much to look forward to. You have newly formatted podcasts, which we'll get into later. I'll talk about that. You have more video promos. I mean, everyone loved the Schneider cut. The Shrek episode promo, which was a Schneider parody. Did you guys see that? What did you guys think, Evan? Maybe Tenzin?
I did see that.
I thought it was so freaking cool.
I haven't seen it yet, but I plan on watching it because Justin and Shrek, I mean, it has to be good. Right?
Really nice.
Yeah. For those who haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you check it out. I have it in its normal version on Instagram
I think I saw that. Yeah.
With reversed music on YouTube to avoid copyright strikes. And you know what? You can barely tell the difference.
Yeah, honestly.
Which is pretty funny in many ways. But basically a shot-for-shot parody of the Batman Joker scene from Schneider Cut. So if you guys could, if you haven't watched it yet, yeah, it's the Sharif Cut. So I recommend, you haven't seen
I know what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the full Shrek episode for some reason.
No, it's just like a teaser for the Shrek episode.
Or listening to it.
Yeah, it's of course, obviously also we should note the season finale of season 3, the Shrek episode is obviously out. It's a little under 4 hours, but it's highly worth it. We consumed, as I lovingly put it, we consumed 15 different Shrek properties for your convenience, and we talked about it for 4 hours.
Even the ride, right?
Even the ride. Well, yeah. So
they turned it into a
they adapted it into a DVD release. So that's we did record numbers on that one.
Awesome.
I mean, I won't say specifics, but it pretty much doubled the rate of views than the previous episode, the Schneider Cut. So pretty cool.
Was it worth the 13 hours of Shrek content that you had to watch?
Dude, that would be worth it.
Hey,
even without the podcast.
Exactly. Well, for the
I don't
most
know.
of it,
Some of those short films, I watched a couple with you guys.
I've not seen them, so I'm
like the one where.
Opinion here.
Oh, what's the gingerbread man quote from? From the, what was it called? The other Halloween one.
Oh, scared shitless.
Is that actually what it's called?
I can't remember it at the moment. I'll have to find it.
Scared Shrekless.
Oh, of course. But that's what they were going for.
Right. Evan, I actually don't even know what you're talking about.
The quote from Gingy when he's being it's run, run, run as fast as you can if you want to remain a gingerbread man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's like an existential threat.
It's pretty funny.
That's deep.
I actually really liked Scared Shrekless. Sorry, Shitless.
Schneiderless.
True.
Scared Schneiderless?
But yeah, for the most part, I'd say most of the Shrek properties we consumed are just worth it to watch. But there's a few of them that were worth it for the scientific endeavor, but I'm highly unlikely to ever watch again.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely, you could... If you're going to watch the Shrek franchise and you want a comprehensive kind of understanding of the universe, you don't need to watch all 15. You just need to watch, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, Shrek the Halls, and Scared Shitless. And you're pretty much set.
Nice.
So,
in fact, there's some titles you might want to avoid for a better understanding of the universe.
Namely, the pig who cried werewolf.
Dude,
Is that the worst one?
It is so Joker.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's weirder than
I think I watched that one, right?
Yeah,
with you guys.
The one
with
the grandma.
Yeah.
Anyway,
bizarre.
totally. Yeah. Anyway, so we did that. That episode is up, guys. Keep the numbers going. And again, we're going to extend that giveaway considering it's only been a week. I think it's fair. Listen for the key phrase, which will be coming up later, and re-listen to the Shrek episode, and you can enter for the chance to, well, should I say it now? It's a little early, Justin. What do you think? Maybe I should just...
I think you should say it.
It might get him hyped.
Yeah,
That's true. We do want someone to get it.
We do want someone to get it, but then the other half of me is like, oh, well, it's too easy. It's in the first 10 minutes.
I'm pretending to know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mostly just want to know what it is.
All right, well, here's what I'll do. Okay, I'll tell them what it is so they keep listening, but the phrase itself won't be till later, so you actually have to listen. True. But the prize is you, if you are living within, a reasonable distance of... the winner. The winner of this giveaway, who is living within a reasonable distance of Sarasota/Tampa/Venice, will be able to attend DreamWorks' 20th anniversary re-release of Shrek in theaters with us later this month.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
I believe me and Nabeel.
Yes,
yeah.
Justin
well,
and
later
me.
this month?
It's April.
What if some fucking creep wins the giveaway? And now you have to go watch Shrek.
What creep is going to listen to this podcast?
Yeah, that's true. We're not nearly that
I really don't think is listening to this podcast.
Hey, I'm just saying, shout out if you're
it's being censored. I'm not putting his name.
Okay.
But go ahead. What do you want to say?
I was just going to say hi. Last time I saw you was
You're going to have to censor that too, Nabeel, just so you know.
Right.
Because otherwise, anyone could just know what that means.
Honestly, can I say hi to too?
Stop saying it.
He's not going to hear it. No one's going to hear it.
You're just making work for Nabeel.
It is true, but...
I mean, he has to drag it an extra 3 inches to the right.
Shout out.
No, don't cut out the whole thing. Just cut out.
I'm not cutting out the whole thing. All right, it was never going to be cut out. I'm censoring name.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is.
Ooh, so now we know it's a.
Nope,
his or
censoring
her.
out that word.
Yeah, I just censored out that word. So.
I'm being censored.
To sum it up,
guys,
we have
shout out.
Okay.
Stunning performance in Shrek.
Great work in Shrek the Musical. Wonderful work.
What?
Let me see
you wouldn't get it because if you watch the episode, the name will be censored, as it will be here.
Like what? Anyway, to sum it up, shout out to and we have 3 shout outs saying hi and me saying go suck a dick.
Shout out. I think he watched Shrek.
Okay. Let's talk. So, like I said, we had some great stuff at the end of that last season, and we have some great stuff ahead of us. Like I said, more promos, more variated episodes. But I thought that this time we would just start off with a good, old-fashioned freestyle premiere discussion episode. So that's what we're here to do. Talk about anything and everything. I have a few points here. We got a few questions from an Instagram Live we did a few minutes ago, last hour, that we can talk about as well. But I just want to start it off by, and also movie news, but I want to start by saying, has anyone seen a good movie recently? I just want to hear some news about a good movie. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, so's Evan.
Oh, yeah.
We just been watching
Tenzin and I have been going to the local video store, and we've been renting movies, and it's been good fun.
Yeah, it's a nice experience.
Now, are you watching more... Is there a specific kind of movie you're watching, or are you just
mostly just kind of Joker cinema? I
think Joker cinema?
That's what we like to call it.
We've been watching a lot of cult movies, especially 80s cult movies. The first one we started with was Reanimator, which is it's like an 80s kind of a B movie, but I think it was a very, very entertaining, very exciting movie.
Yeah, it has that B movie feel, but it's of high quality.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which I think is the best of both.
It's based off of a Tenzin.
A short story of H.P. Lovecraft.
Of course. I just had a little stroke there. Sorry.
Okay.
I've actually been meaning to read this story. I have it here in this collection.
but it's kind of a horror comedy about a kind of mad scientist who's trying to bring the dead back to life, and it's
Reanimate
very
them.
yes, yeah, very raunchy, very gory. Has that that certainly made in the 80s kind of feeling.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's basically like this crazy mad scientist who like figures out a way to bring corpses back to life, but it's like in a disturbing, messed up way. And eventually, they all turn evil and then try to kill everyone.
But
Interesting.
it has Jeffrey Combs, the main actor. He plays Dr. Herbert West, and this is like an actor who I haven't really seen in too many movies. I don't think I've ever seen him before Reanimator, and I don't think he's in too many movies. But man, was he kind of like stole the show. He's very funny, like physical acting. He's all over the place.
He's got some good quips too. I like the way he delivers his lines. It's what was that one that was really good?
I mean, shoot,
Yeah,
there's a lot of good puns throughout. Lots of just like funny writing, very fast-paced narrative.
I think there's
great movie.
yeah, I think that I would be really interested to see more kind of Lovecraft and Lovecraftian movies. I mean, did anyone see Color Out of Space?
Yeah,
the newest
we watched that too. We were about to
Oh shit! Okay, I want to hear about that because that's a new one with Nick Cage. I really want to know if I should watch it.
Dude, it was crazy. I think it was really good.
I thought it was, it was entertaining, very entertaining, but I thought it was poorly written and like especially just like the dialogue.
I think the main thing that I like is that they managed to capture like the whole Lovecraftian feeling really well. I think better than they did in Reanimator, which was more of a, it was still a great movie. And I could definitely see why you might argue that it was better than Color Out of Space as a movie. But as a Lovecraft adaptation, I think Color Out of Space was really good.
Oh, yeah. I think I can agree with you there. I'd say I think the strongest quality of the movie was the way it created the environment. It's kind of like an organic environment that's slowly turning more and more like alien as the movie progresses. This family lives in kind of like a house out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the wild hills west of Arkham. Where there are valleys with deep woods that no axe has cut.
And,
dude,
a meteor lands in their front yard, and then it gets, really, really strange.
Yeah, no, there's like some pretty messed up stuff in it that I wasn't expecting. Like,
oh, yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't realize, like, these were kind of like my introductions to Lovecraft, like as a storyteller, and it's not really what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's a very particular way of like going about conveying horror. It's like more up to your imagination, honestly, which is pretty cool, I think.
Right. Cosmic horror is something.
Yeah, I love the whole concept.
Yeah, I think that would be. I'd like to see kind of like A24 has been obviously.
Right. Here's the thing.
Going off. Yeah.
I know that there's been an adaptation of At the Mountains of Madness in production, or not in production, but like, they've been planning on making it. Trying to remember who was going to be making it.
What is that story? I haven't heard of that.
Okay, basically it's like one of Lovecraft's longest stories. It's like basically a novella, whereas most of his are short stories. And it's about this expedition of scientists that go to Antarctica, and they uncover an ancient alien civilization there, and like they kind of like slowly go insane. Oh, it was Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, okay, cool.
And screenwriter Matthew Robbins wrote a screenplay in 2006 based on it, but they had trouble getting Warner Brothers to finance the project. And I think now with the popularity overall of Lovecraft stories seeming to be on the rise, I think that there might be more of a hope for that in the future, which would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I think so.
And the most recent thing is in 2013, where he stated in an interview that he would try one more time to get the picture made. But that was 8 years ago.
I mean, I feel like after all of his he's been acclaimed on so many levels. I think that studios at this point, they feel like they'd be pretty confident in him, no matter how weird the take.
Yeah, it's true. I agree.
So I think there's hope for it.
Let's see. Oh, wow. Some other things along the way that are of interest is in 2010, they announced that the film would be made in 3D and that James Cameron would become the producer and that Tom Cruise would be starring.
James Cameron has enough to do right now.
He's had enough to do for 20 years.
Making, like, fucking 10 trillion Avatar movies.
I mean, that's true.
They also said that it was a startling prospect, considering Lovecraft's Tale had long been considered unfilmable.
What?
Also, Universal Studios refused to greenlight the project because Del Toro insisted that it be released with an R rating rather than PG-13.
Classic.
Luckily, studios are kind of get away with that these days.
Up, I guess.
Yeah.
Me when Schneider Cut is rated R.
I was literally just gonna say, I think that unironically, I think the Schneider Cut is gonna set a precedent for movies now with this whole director's cut.
Precedent has already been set.
I agree. It has been set.
I just want to see an R-rated Star Wars movie.
That would
they were never. I
think it'd be kind of cool.
It's never gonna happen though, since Disney owns them, unfortunately.
Dude,
but
R-rated Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh my god, I'd cream my jeans.
Okay.
What? You never heard? Okay, all right. That's where we draw the line now. Fucking.
No, honestly, it's crazy how much more you can do with an R rating than a PG-13.
Oh, I know.
Right.
It's like the difference between PG and PG-13 is
it's like
so small compared to the difference between PG-13 and R.
Or even like G and PG, not that huge of a difference in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I think
it depends on when the movie was made, because there were some older PG movies where like
with like boobs.
Like you can see tits and like they say like a few like curse words. It's kind of funny.
Like Airplane is rated PG.
Yeah. No. What I was saying is that I think that obviously Evan's right. There's always been, especially in the last few years, a director's cut thing kind of rising. I think that Schneider Cut has made it such that there's going to be I think there's going to be more of a wave, not necessarily a big wave, but I think it's going to start happening more often where studios can kind of intentionally target it in a way where they're forcing or intentionally putting out a movie PG-13 specifically so there can be a director's cut that's kind of followed by a social media wave.
Oh, so it's like the whole deluxe edition of album thing that's been going on recently.
Yeah, you want to explain that?
I've been seeing that too. They just release like a version that they know isn't complete, and then they come out with
exactly
deluxe edition.
I think the Schneider Cut
20 more songs.
I think that, and I like I said in that episode, I viewed this new thing greatly. But again, this is just, it sets a precedent, and
yeah, that's true.
It's going to be interesting to see where that goes. So I don't know. This is like not the same level of the situation, or necessarily even part of the situation, but the people who made, I don't know if anyone saw this, the people who made Miss Doubtfire said that an NC-17 version of Miss Doubtfire exists.
Dude,
so that's hilarious. Insane. It does though. Like
it does, dude.
Deleted content from Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I actually just rewatched the original Aladdin last night. What a good movie. It was one that I never had as a kid, because you know how like when you're a kid, you kind of have this same cycle of like kids movies that you know really well.
Yeah.
And specifically, like for my family, we only had
Shrek.
Well, for me, it was Shrek 2 was one of them, because we had that on DVD, whereas we only had Shrek on VHS. And then we my mom got rid of all VHS or something. Anyway, so I had like Shrek 2, El Dorado, that kind of stuff. And I never saw Aladdin. I had Tarzan, obviously, and Emperor's New Groove. I actually didn't have Atlantis until later, Tenzin.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, point is that I never really saw Aladdin until like much later, and so it doesn't have that same like nostalgic, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
I watched The Princess and the Frog.
I think that's a pretty good movie from what I remember.
And it was surprisingly good. I was it's actually got kind of a fun little story, like
Disney's last 2D movie, I believe, as well, and drone animation.
Yeah, I think the characters were pretty memorable in it. It was a pretty fun little movie, and I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, no, I think that.
But it's one
of.
No,
I was just gonna say I definitely would want to rewatch that, because I remember it being pretty.
No,
good.
it's worth it. It's one of Sarah's favorite Disney animated movies. And we were just like bored one night. And she was like, "You want to watch Princess and the Frog?" And I was like, sure. And she said it was really good. So I was like, must be. And it was.
Oh, compare it to Hercules.
I think Hercules is how do we feel about Hercules? I
I
don't.
love Hercules.
What'd you say?
I really like Hercules.
Nabeel?
Especially the songs in it. They're so memorable.
Yes, Justin.
Yes, Rumi. You're bothering me. Thoughts on Hercules?
So I also was in the same boat as you in terms of a lot of those Aladdin, Hercules, a lot of that era of Disney films I just didn't have on DVD. Same deal. I had the same 3 or 4 CDs that we could afford. That's all I watched.
Right.
So when I did watch Hercules in like 2000 fucking 12 or 13.
I think the first time I saw Hercules was in 9th grade.
Nabeel
Yeah,
was
I
like
think
a
only time I've seen
mid-sentence, Evan.
Yeah, I know.
I just wanted to fucking hear the rest of his point. He didn't even get to his opinion yet. He just literally got to the point where he said, by the time I watched it,
Dude,
and then Evan's just like,
I watched it in 9th grade, I think it was.
So anyway, Nabeel, by the time you watched it,
Okay,
I could guess where this sentence is going, and it's probably the fact that Evan watched it in 9th grade.
Yeah, I also watched it the same era, and I think that it was an okay movie. Now,
Dude, I watched it when I was like 6, so I probably got that nostalgia going.
Yeah, same.
yeah,
Absolutely one of my
it's the
favorites.
same tier where I want to rewatch it in that league of movies. I want to rewatch them and like give them an actual critical look.
Man, I'm trying to see.
But yeah,
I gotta pull up the original songs from it.
Oh, dude, I Can Go the Distance.
Oh,
Zero
dude,
to Hero.
Man, you about to make me cry.
I mean, come on. I Can Go the Distance is one of the best Disney songs of all time.
No, seriously, it is a really good song.
Justin, have you seen 2014 Hercules with Dwayne
The
The Rock
Rock?
Johnson?
It's funny. Funny you should ask.
here we go.
We had this huge discussion, me, Nabeel, and Ben Becker last night about Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Vin Diesel. Man, I have seen that Hercules, and
It's bad.
I am
Right?
not going to go so far as to look more like, but I will say I don't remember it, and I do remember being disappointed. But I don't remember thinking it was a bad movie.
That's fair. That's fair.
We don't have to get into this gigantic, because we talked about The Rock for like probably over an hour last night.
Interesting.
The night before or something. Yeah.
No, it was last night, wasn't it? I'm like 20%
No,
sure.
I was on the Discord alone last night.
Oh,
bro.
you're right. Yeah, I had a shit ton of oceanography homework last night. Man, it's fucking insane how time gets you.
It's yeah. So Hercules 2014. No, but they are in development. I think is the live action Disney Hercules. So they're doing all the live action.
Like they're doing all of them.
Yep.
Have you guys seen the live action Tarzan not made by Disney with Samuel Jackson and
Oh, I remember seeing the
Swedish
trailer.
guy,
Dude, I was about to say.
Margot Robbie?
Fuck, when did that? Dude, they play that trailer all the time. That
It was
one
like
summer.
2014 or something. I actually liked it. It was like bizarre,
It was
but
interesting.
it wasn't
Wait,
bad.
which
Did you see
one?
it, Nabeel? It's called Tarzan, Man of
The
the
Legend
Apes
of
or something.
Tarzan.
Yeah,
The
Legend
Legend of
of
The
Tarzan.
Legend of Tarzan.
Yeah.
2016.
It's not based on the Disney. It's based on like the
Christoph
original
Waltz.
book by Edgar Rice Burroughs, whatever it is.
It's got Margot Robbie, Christoph Waltz, and Samuel L. Jackson. How?
Yeah, I know it's kind of like a stacked cast, but it was solid. I liked it.
I would want to watch that for sure. I like that a lot. Like that when the stories start to become public domain and other artists get the actual chance to interpret them
Yeah.
instead of just fucking Disney. Same thing with Andy Serkis Jungle Book, right? Which I think we talked about.
Which I did not like.
Right. But it's good that there's an opportunity to,
True.
That's
I'm
all
not
I'm
trying to
saying.
roast Andy Serkis here.
Oh, no.
We all liked
Never.
Hardcore Henry, but
Yeah. Man, I have not seen that movie since the theater.
since we saw it in the empty theater with my dad and that lone
Yeah.
black man,
Yeah.
What?
it's a great experience actually.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Hardcore
It
Henry.
reminds me of when we saw Free Fire.
What's that?
I haven't seen that.
What? Maybe it's just
Oh.
me and Evan.
Was it just us?
I thought there was more people. I think it might have just been you and me alone in a theater. Because there was no one
Yeah,
else
I watched
watching
that. I rewatched that last year. It was
Really?
alright. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
kind of like, I don't know. It's like as short as it is, it also starts to drag after a while.
is it short?
It's only like an hour and a half, I think.
I feel like it's bad that we're getting to a society where that is considered a short movie. What was that fucking stupid ass post you made that was like, or not made,
No, I
obviously,
didn't
but you
make it.
shared?
Yeah, it's like
And I
the
know you shared
film Twitter
ironically.
guys, like the superhero movies fans that are like, dude, if the movie's under 2.5 hours, there's not even
Yeah,
enough time
It's a
for them
short
to
film.
share a
That's
proper
the other
story.
thing. That's the other thing about the Schneider cut. It's just like conditioning. Like apparently these stupid people. Obviously, I'm not saying that that's what the movie is doing because it's a good movie, but it's conditioning stupid people who are superhero fans to be like, "Oh my god, he did his full vision in 4 hours. Anything less than 4 hours is nothing but studio hacks cutting up the film." Like it's become this thing now.
Right.
Here's a
It's so
I really
quote
hope that's not
from
the case because I liked the movie, but I mean, it was a chore to watch the whole thing. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
a quote
yeah.
from Ashraf Fanam on Twitter
Okay.
on film length. 2.5 hours is standard. Under 2 hours equals TV movies / rom-coms / kids movies.
Rom-coms.
End quote.
Their own
Dude,
separate.
like Reanimator.
Yeah.
You guys know What Women Want with Mel Gibson? Where he slips in the shower and can read women's minds.
Anyway, you hear that, Citizen Kane? At your 2 hour runtime, you're nothing. You're nothing. All right. Unless you were, if you only were 2.5 hours.
The classic trilogy or the triad of movies: No Strings Attached, Friends with Benefits, and Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Imagine like watching a marathon.
No
like,
strings attached, dude. Oh my god.
you know, Starsky and Hutch, Wedding Crashers, and Citizen Kane.
Dude, Starsky and Hutch is not a fucking rom-com.
I know,
It's
I'm
also
shooting-
like over 2 hours.
Dude,
Right.
So
just go with it. With Adam Sandler.
true. The one where Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Right.
the one where Jennifer
Rachel.
Aniston. You know, the one where Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
There's an Al Jolson reference in it. That was pretty good.
Dude, when
Alright.
you realize Kevin James' Zookeeper is only an hour and 42 minutes.
No. That's not even a real movie.
Dude, Justin, what do you think about Zookeeper? Oh no. Oh no, why isn't he talking?
Would you say?
Justin,
He has to
You
develop
okay?
his response. Takes a while. There's a lot.
Would you
to
say?
I said, what do you think of Zookeeper?
Oh yeah, haven't seen it in like however many years it's been since it came out.
Oh,
I didn't like it at all, and that's coming from a
What?
Kevin James fan.
what? Damn.
Yo, Justin, what do you think of Here Comes the Boom?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, I think you'd like it. Honestly, I feel like it's one of Kevin James's better performances that I've seen.
Performances. I mean, maybe.
And this is coming from a fan of the Grown Ups movies.
Right. It's his terrible performances.
I think King of Queens.
King of
is
Queens,
one
I
of-
was gonna say, is pretty much
is one of the most slept
pinnacle.
on of.
Hallmark Malkoff is
sitcoms.
unironically his best character.
Yeah.
Unironically,
I don't know, what about
someone who
Hitch?
doesn't
I mean, I
know
feel like
Doug
it's
Howard.
the only
Okay, what do we
really
think? Okay,
iconic one.
Let's blend the two. Kevin James and other rom-coms. Hitch. All right. What do you think of
That
Hitch?
is a good one, actually.
Hitch is
I've
good.
not seen it.
Oh, it's so funny, dude. They made an Indian. As you might know, Bollywood often rips off American movies, and they made like an Indian version of Hitch, and it's it's really bad, but it's also hilarious in its own way. Anyway, I don't know. I always just get reminded of that when I see it. Sorry.
What's it called?
It's called Partner. It's the same thing. It's like the leading man, who's like the Will Smith type, is like one of the top actors in Bollywood. His name is Salman Khan, and then they have a funny fat guy as the sidekick, obviously, and it's like almost the same movie but 2 hours longer, like. So and a much and more kind of meandering plot, but anyway.
Right.
Yo, can we do a Grown Ups episode?
Or like a Happy
reception
Madison
right there.
Productions episode.
Have we done an Adam Sandler episode yet?
No, not yet.
Uncut
Well, then
Gems.
there you
Well,
go.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah, well, we could talk about his other contributions to the film canon as well.
That's true. 50 First Dates.
Uncut Gems was so good, dude.
Yeah, it was so good.
I don't think I was on for that one, but
Please reference the 3-hour-long Uncut Gems movie, guys. Episode with Ben Becker and Eddie Ray. Classic. I think that was the first group episode besides the Lighthouse one with me and Evan.
oh, nice.
What were you gonna say, Evan?
I'm just looking at like this list of. I'm on the Wikipedia page for Happy Madison Productions.
Man, Uncut Gems
like,
is long.
Yeah,
Just looking at their list of movies and their ratings. I think there's 2 Happy Madison movies. No, 3 that have gotten a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that got a Criterion release.
What are the 3? Hit us with the 3 movies.
All right, I've heard of one of them. The first one is called Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star,
rated R. Oh my god, dude! I thought I'd never hear that name again. Let me tell you. Okay,
Born to Be a Star, rated R.
Yeah. Listen,
directed by Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't know that. But I remember. What year did that come out? Like 2000.
Oh, it's not 9? The football player. My bad. It came out in fall 2011.
11. Okay, I remember when that was around when it was coming out. I kept seeing commercials on TV for it, and there was just like a bunch of the same guy. I remember this vividly because it was so ridiculous. It was a bunch of the same guy standing there, and then it says Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star, rated R, and then the R rating pops up on screen, and I'm like, dude, you're literally using rated R as a selling point for your movie.
I mean, Deadpool did it.
Right, but like, anyway, what did they just say in the Deadpool trailer? Deadpool rated R, like so, that's their tagline for the film. Dude?
Yeah. Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. Innocent Midwesterner Bucky Larson, played by Nick Swartzen, who's a man.
Yeah, I don't even
works in a dead-end job as a grocery bagger and has never even kissed a girl. Obviously, his life is going nowhere. While watching a stag film with his buddies, he discovers that his conservative parents were once porn stars. Convinced that he has found his true destiny, Bucky heads out to Hollywood to make it big in the adult film business, even though his, quote, qualifications for the job come up short. What does that even mean? And then
it means his dick size.
No, it's saying he doesn't have any experience because he's never kissed a girl.
No, it says right here, there are no small actors, just small parts. Like, that has got to be what they mean by that.
One of them are in short supply.
One of the featured critic reviews are on Google. One of the first 3 is, ignore the title. Bucky Larson was born to be a mess. Better yet, ignored the film entirely, which is just
many
awesome.
Critics considered it one of the worst films of all time.
Dude, I need to find that rated R freaking commercial. That was insane.
True, we need it for the end. Bibliography.
It received 6 Razzie nominations, including for Worst Picture, but lost to the film Jack and Jill, another film from Happy Madison Productions.
I know that one.
All right, so going back to the 0%ers, we have the second 0%, which is The Ridiculous Six.
Really?
My
Netflix
god,
Adam Sandler Western.
I remember when they were hyping that shit. Oh my god. They're like, Adam Sandler is signed to deal with Netflix and he's going to do 6 movies and it begins with The Ridiculous and like there's this whole thing. Oh my god.
Directed by the guy that made Click, The Wedding Singer, The Water Boy, which both came out in the same year. How do you direct 2 movies in the same year? Actually, I guess it's possible.
It's also the same year that the Magnificent Seven came out, which is the actual Westerner movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was like...
So yeah, I think I watched The Ridiculous Six. I don't quite remember. I think I have. Looking at these pictures, I don't really remember what happens, but I just remember there being lots and lots of fart jokes.
So how similar is it to A Million Ways to Die in the West?
Well, they're both Western comedies. They both take place in the West. And they both are very shitty. So I'd say their connection.
Okay.
Just Western comedies don't work anymore.
Okay, so I think I might have found the the commercial. Oh my god.
Born to be a Star, rated R.
Yeah, so it says Bucky Larson. So, okay, it starts off with the guy standing on the moon. He introduces himself as Dr. Dante. Does anyone know who that is? Is that like a famous person?
Oh.
So he shows up wearing a like fake doctor's costume. It's literally a bathrobe with a stethoscope. He says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Dante. If you need a cure for the back-to-school blues, you need to see Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star." And that shows like a couple short, like micro-sized clips from the movie. And it says, so you need to get into theaters and see Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star, in theaters now. And then they all show up, and it's 5 of him wearing different outfits. And they all say at the same time, rated R, as the R rating pops up on screen.
It's hilarious.
And it has almost entirely dislikes.
Man. Poor Bucky Larson.
That's what I'm saying. You just can't get your break.
Poor Bucky Larson. Oh, he suffered so. Anyway. Oh, if Justin's muted, dude. Oh my god, he would have laughed at that. Anyway.
Number 3.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Okay.
I've never heard of this movie, but it looks bizarre.
What's it called?
The poster. It's called Father of the Year. It came out in 2018 on Netflix.
Robin Williams.
It was universally panned by critics. The film stars David Spade, Nat Faxon, which is
I know that one. I've
strange
seen that
name.
one. Yeah.
And it's, well, I don't know what it's about.
It's like man, I actually don't really remember the plot.
When a drunken debate between
David Spade is like trailer trash, and his kid comes like to visit
David
him
Spade.
after like several years.
Is he trailer trash? I feel like he is.
He is in the movie.
Oh.
I don't think he's in real life.
he's a celebrity in real life, so I don't think he's trailer trash.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the vibe, you know?
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, he's not in a lot of it. He's in fucking Emperor's New Groove.
Alright, I found it here. Can I play this real quick? It's 30 seconds long, just so you can hear it.
Right.
I'm Dr. Dante, and my
I kind of want to watch Bucky
recommendation
Larson.
blues is to see Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star. No way. Side effects may include hysteria, severe laughing, extreme
Severe laughing.
acid,
Look at him, like a rapper.
and an all-around party in your head. My brain just sparkles. 9 out of 10 fake doctors agree. Bucky Larson is what you need September 9th. Rated R.
There it is.
Dude, holy shit. That sounded bad.
And then, okay, it's on the YouTube channel Bucky Larson with 6 videos. I'm assuming they're all like the same thing because from the thumbnails, they have the same guy in them, like just in front of a different background, wearing a slightly different outfit. And oh my god, it has 860 subscribers. What do they? The last upload was 9 years ago.
Bucky
so this is
Larson
like
fans like you and I.
Content?
So this is like an official channel for a
Yes.
movie, which is often made. It's often done,
Mhm.
but I've never seen one with
man.
under 1,000 subscribers.
Look, I
That's
feel
crazy.
like back then that they were kind of, they were kind of new to that whole digital stage.
Still 800
Like,
something
a YouTube
subscribers.
channel and everything. But yeah, that's crazy. I have no idea why there's so many subscribers.
No, that's
So
not a lot
few.
of subscribers.
No. Why
Yeah.
there's so many? Because there's literally no point to being subscribed to a channel for a movie from 9-10 years ago. Like, why are people still subscribed to it? They're not
Because
going to
people don't
represent,
unsubscribe,
dude.
dude. You know how out of the way it is for someone to unsubscribe? It's like,
Yeah, I guess it is.
you know what I mean? Like if they see one video from this channel and subscribe, you know,
I don't
something.
know. Sometimes I scroll through my subscriptions and I'm like, why am I subscribed to this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, today's different than then, but
Yeah, that's true.
anyway.
I don't know. I feel like the main reason why it doesn't have as many subscribers as you might think is because A, it's not that big of a movie. Like, how many of you guys knew about Bucky Larson before this?
None.
Right.
None
And
of us
then also, again, like, it was kind of early for the whole thing. So YouTube as a platform really didn't have as many people. And if there weren't that many people finding out about it then, I don't think many are going to find out about it now or since that movie came out.
Right, until one day, if it gets maybe, you know, like the Room treatment or something.
Right,
where
once people hear about it on the Filmatic podcast, and then they all start watching it.
Yeah.
We'll do a Bucky Larson episode someday.
Someday.
Maybe not. I don't even know if I want to watch it.
Oh, I kind of do.
Okay. We'll see.
It just looks so trash, dude.
Yeah, it looks like trash.
If we can watch The Wizard of Gore, I think we can watch Bucky Larson.
I don't
no
know,
problem.
man. No, I feel like this could be worse. Just like disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, just makes you feel sick. Like The Wizard of Gore. I guess we can transition into talking about The Wizard of Gore now.
Yeah, I mean, tell us what that is.
Yeah, that's a movie Evan and I recently watched too. And I mean, it's supposedly a pretty influential movie. The director, what's his name?
It's by Herschel Gordon Lewis,
Herschel Gordon Lewis,
who
of course. Yeah.
is known for he's known or credited as like one of the earliest like gore directors.
Yeah, like splatter films.
And it is basically this like I almost think it's purposely like just garbage. It's this movie made in 1970. It's about a wizard named Montag.
Montag!
It's Montag! It's Montag!
Montag's doing it! It's Montag! Your hand! Your hand is bleeding! Montag! Montag's gonna take over everyone's mind! You have to get out of here! Your hand! And he just walks out.
So
like, the acting in it's ridiculous.
It's just known as one of the earliest like gore movies, and it's just about a wizard who performs, you know, like shady tricks where it looks like he's killing people on stage, but then lo and behold, it was just a magic trick.
Yeah, no, what happens is he does like an opening monologue on stage, and then he calls up a girl from the audience. He does this like 3 times, and it's the exact same thing pretty much.
Mind you, the audience is one singular shot taken from a
they
horrible
do it over
angle
and over again.
of just these extras not really reacting, but kind of just staring and like, you know, rhubarbing with each other.
Right.
Rutabaga. So, he calls up a female volunteer. She comes up to the stage, and then he performs a magic trick, usually something violent, like cutting them in half with a chainsaw, drilling them with a punch press or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does it, and it shows like a hyper violent gore scene, but it's like not realistic at all because it's super low budget. It's like him with his hand in like a bunch of
He
like,
always just like
meat
sticks
and
his
just-
hand in and just starts like playing with like
starts just feeling around
the
like
guts and
squeezing, like
shit.
organs and stuff. And like it's like super like weird and like grainy and stuff. And then it'll just cut to him performing a magic trick with no gore. And it's implied that like the audience is seeing that, but like what's actually happening is the gore or something weird. Right. So then that happens. Then it shows the audience's reaction after the trick when he restores them, and it plays this god-awful 2-note melody, if you can even call it that. It's just an interval. It just goes doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And it
On a
plays
loop.
for like, yeah, it plays that on a loop for like minutes at a time, and it just drives you mad.
And they do it like at least 5 times throughout the movie.
Yeah, because
there's
a
like
few
maybe
different
3 songs
sequences.
in the soundtrack.
Right, yeah.
The movie's
So
kind
anyway.
of just like the same thing over and over and over.
But then here's the big reveal, though. What happens is later that day, they find the girl that was on stage, like whichever one, dead in the way that Montag supposedly killed them. So it's like, whoa, what's he doing, right? So
Right.
basically, like this talk show hostess and her boyfriend like suspect that Montag's getting involved in the murders. Keep in mind, they don't get to see the gore scenes like we do. So they're trying to research the case. And then like what happens is he shows up on TV show that she hosts, and he uses the show's platform to hypnotize not just everyone in the studio, but like people watching it at home too on TVs. And there's like this, like my favorite scene in the movie, it's hilarious, the one I was referencing earlier, is they're sitting in like a boardroom watching the TV, and like The one dude isn't watching it, so he isn't hypnotized by it. But the other people are just staring at the screen. And the big tell for when you're hypnotized by Montag is that your hand just starts bleeding. So, like, it cuts to, like, blood dripping on the floor, and then he goes, "Your hand! It's bleeding!" And he goes, "Montag's doing it!" And then he, like, tries to shake him out of the trance, and he's just staring at the screen. And then, like, he shakes all of them, like, trying to get them awake and break the spell, and then he just, like, gives up and walks off casually without saying another word.
It's
Why wouldn't
bizarre.
you just turn off the TV?
Yeah, honestly. Anyway, but then that happens, and then Montag starts a fire in the studio then to, like, try to escape or something. Or no, he's guiding people towards the fire while they're hypnotized, like, push them into
I won't
it.
lie, like, I don't even remember the last, like, 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, and
I think
then
I gave up.
right, and then, like, the main character pushes Montag into the fire, and, like, he's, like, screaming. But, like, if you look in the fire, there's just, like, a really bad, like, prop dummy that does not move. And then, like, the actors' reactions are so funny, too, because Montag's, like, screaming in pain, being burned alive, and they're just looking at him like, whatever. They're just, like, kind of, like, disappointed or something.
Montag
then,
is, like, he's played by, like, this like,
the guy's,
ratty-ass, like, young adult.
Yeah.
He just has, like,
and he's supposed to be,
gray
like,
spray-painted hair.
No, what happened was, apparently, the guy did an interview that I saw, the guy who played Montag. The original actor for it was, like, this dude actually in his 70s, and he, like, looked really good for the part and stuff. But then he had a disagreement with Herschel Gordon Lewis, so he walked off. And then Herschel Gordon Lewis turned to this kid who was, like, a grip, and he was like, "So, kid, you ever thought about playing Montag?" And he does the voice, and then he's like, "No, I haven't even read the script." And then he goes, "Well, we'll pay you 5 times what you're making as a grip." So then he agreed, and then that's what happened. But anyway,
Lucky kid.
yeah, right. So then after they push Montag into the fire, they go home. But then the guy, the main character, starts laughing and peels off his face to reveal he's actually Montag. So then he says, "What makes you think you know what reality is?" Before he disembowels her just with his bare hands. But then the girl is alive, laughing maniacally, and she tells Montag that none of what has happened was real and that even he is part of her illusion. And he says, "You are no longer even here. You'll have to start your little charade all over again." And then Montag goes, "But I am Montag!" And that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds like a impressively bad movie.
Oh yeah, it's only like an hour and 10 minutes, but it's tough to get through.
Yeah, it was.
No, it's longer than that. It's like an hour and a half.
Okay, it felt like
Maybe an hour
fucking
20.
eternity. It's like it's so dumb. It is so dumb. It is literally the same concept over and over and over, repeated like to the T. Like the editing is the exact same. It's just another night and another lady is on Montag's stage, and it's like, rinse it and repeat.
Mhm.
It's garbage. It was horrible.
That's hilarious. Yeah. No, it was bad.
But
I
yeah,
thought it was funny though.
It was funny.
Like,
I don't know,
goddamn.
man. That sounds like the kind of thing people say. They're like, "Oh, dude, it's so bad, it's funny," but it
Like,
just isn't.
No, I think
Like
it is
Love
so
on a
bad, it's
Leash.
funny.
That's what like people said about
Dude,
the room,
Love on a
and the room
Leash-
just wasn't even funny.
Dude, I felt that way about Love on a Leash, honestly.
That it wasn't funny.
Yeah, Love on a Leash was just beyond the point of
No.
potentially
Nah,
being
dude.
funny.
I
It's
actually
so
thought
funny.
Love on a Leash was funny,
The fucking
I have to
dog
rewatch
just
it,
like
but I remember
sings.
not thinking it was funny when I watched it.
but the room, that's like, yeah, I just was like,
I think
shut
the room's
fuck
funny
up.
as fuck.
It literally
I think
isn't.
no.
It's so
the thing
boring.
listen. The thing that's funny about the room isn't even necessarily the actual film itself. You have to understand the
Yeah.
background of and just the bizarre circumstances around it.
Yeah, it's
and kinda
bizarre. Tommy Wiseau is like a funny character, and the concept of this movie being made is a funny concept.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
watching
where,
this fucking like over
okay.
2-hour movie is just not
Mhm.
funny at all. It's just like watching this shit, like, yeah, it's funny that some asshole made this, but it's not funny that I have to
Some
watch
asshole.
I
it.
kind of
It's
have to agree
depressing
with
that I have to
Justin.
watch it.
I think like it's funny in hindsight, but when I remember the one time I watched it all the way through, I remember I was like, all right, this is getting kind of torturous as it goes on.
I wouldn't go as
Because it
far as to say
really just
torturous.
fucking goes on
There are some
forever.
parts that drag on, but I think
It's
overall it's
long.
balanced
There's
out
some
for me.
parts that drag on. Yeah, there's some parts that are actually really good.
Dude, yeah.
Like what?
Dude, the water bottle scene
Okay,
where he
again,
throws it. The sex scene, they're
the
hilarious.
sex scene is
flower
not
shop
funny.
scene.
The sex
They're
scene is
pretty
not
funny.
funny.
Hilarious. He's aiming at her belly button, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's just like not worth watching. It's funny to like
I
watch like
think that might be one of my favorite sex scenes, getting into that question.
the 3-minute like fucking highlight reel for the movie is funny. Watching this entire movie is not funny. But what I tell you,
I
I'll tell you
guess, yeah.
is funny.
You could get most of what you need out of the highlight reel. Yeah, what were you saying, though?
I'd say less funny. Okay, by the way, it's not 2 hours. It's an hour and 40 minutes. It just fucking feels like it's over 2 hours. Anyway, what's I actually enjoyed was watching immediately after watching The Room. I watched The Disaster Artist.
Oh, Disaster Artist
Which-
is good.
It's not like I think The Disaster Artist was hilarious and it was like a really good movie. It was just really interesting.
That's what I'm
Especially
saying.
because
Yeah.
it's based on the actual like
Mhm.
memoirs of that
Right,
guy.
right.
I can't remember his name.
Tommy Wiseau.
Greg.
No. It's
Oh,
it's about
Greg
him.
Sesteros.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing with The Disaster Artist is I went into it not even really expecting it to be a comedy, though. And I think I was the better for it.
That's definitely fair because it wasn't like outrageously funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was
the other
really
thing
just
is, the
fascinating.
first time I saw it was on the airplane, and I watched the censored version. And I was like confused because like some parts were just like there was just like stuff that was missing from it, and it seemed like weird, and it was like really not funny at all. And then like I was like, huh. And then I was on YouTube one day, like months later, just looking at clips from it. And they were actually funny, and they had like swear words in them. And they were like clips I hadn't seen. Like the sex scene, that's not in the censored version I saw, like when they're
Damn.
filming it. So I'm like, what the? Did I watch the censored version? Then sure enough, I watched the uncensored version on Netflix with Sarah, and it was much better. And I think it was really good.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, Nabeel.
Hey,
Hey,
you
welcome
seen,
to Filmatic
Disaster
Podcast.
what I miss?
Where you gone?
No, like you said, I'm a big fan of the Nolan Batman movies, and
Ooh, wrong guess, bro. I'm sorry. We were talking about The Room and.
Did you
The
even
Disaster
watch the
Artist.
Schneider Cut, Nabil?
of course I did. Of course I did. I love the Russian family. Shit.
Dude, 4 hours seems like quite a bit.
Honestly,
Yeah, it's a sixth of your day.
it doesn't have to be that long, but it's not like watching, fucking
The Room.
The Room.
Literally, I would rather watch the fucking Schneider Cut any day than The Room.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, since we're talking about those kinds of movies, what's the name of that movie with the dog, Evan?
Love on a Leash.
Okay.
We
Love
mentioned
on a
that one
Leash.
too.
Yeah, Nabeel's really proving that he was just AFK.
I was not AFK, bro. I was not. All right, I was. So now that we talked about all those great movies, let's talk about some of these questions I got from Instagram, if that's okay. You guys okay? Can I move on to this?
You may.
Thank you. So,
You're welcome.
we did it, of course. We did an Instagram Live an hour or two ago. And on that Instagram Live, it was Tenzin, myself, and we were also joined by Bo Agrawal at a certain point, and we were trying to just field some questions. We have a question here from Katrina Dedovitz, great friend of the podcast. She was on the animated film episode. And she has a question I think that we can all relate to on some point. Maybe not. I won't speak for myself, but the question is, what is your guys' favorite sex scene in a movie?
Well, I was
Okay, and I'm just gonna. Okay,
Well,
Jesus.
He's going off.
It didn't even let you finish this well.
Just gonna throw that out there, and let's just see where it takes us. All right, Tenzin, you may go first.
Yeah, I was mentioning the one in the room where he's aiming for a belly button.
Well,
That
Well,
was
Well,
awkward.
that is a.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty funny one.
what about American Pie? When
Uh-huh.
what's the main guy's name? The first one. What's his name?
on,
Ted.
Come on.
Is it Jim? Jim.
no,
Yes,
it's
it's Jim.
not. It's
It is
Jim.
Jim?
It's wow. I gotta rewatch.
So
that.
like, Jim's up in his bedroom with that one girl.
Mhm.
And, And the monkey's watching on the computer. Everyone's watching on the computer through the webcam.
Dude, that's so awkward.
Dude, yeah, Jim like embarrasses himself, dude.
You gotta feel bad for the guy, honestly.
Yeah, it was
Poor kid.
pretty shameful.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty embarrassing.
This is an awkward question for sure.
I can't think. I'm literally trying to think of one, and I can't.
Yeah, sure you can. So let's move on.
Wait, Nabeel, what's yours?
Oh, dude, there's that sex scene in Click where he fast forwards and it shows his shadow. Like,
True. That might be my favorite one.
that's a pretty goofy one.
What about
Yeah.
Bruce Almighty?
Is there? Oh, that is a good one too. That is a good one.
Yeah.
What about
Bruce
Austin
Almighty.
Powers?
What part of which
I don't know.
one?
Usually it's like the same gag whenever like they're naked. They have like like the gag where like they're covering like the private parts with like some
With like a
sexually
fruit
suggestive kind of like item.
yeah, not necessarily like a
like-
scene, but like nudity is being
The implied sex scene between Donkey and Shrek.
What about Donkey
What was
and
that?
the
Wasn't that like
Dragon?
a petition, Nabeel, for Shrek 5?
Yeah, there was like a petition for Shrek 5 going around on the old Twitter that Donkey and Shrek should be there's a word for it, some sort of relationship. I don't know. But anyway.
Okay.
Where did Tenzin and Evan go?
Whoa.
Okay.
Where? Yo, I don't know. I don't see them.
Can
I
you
just
hear me?
I was sitting here as we were talking on the podcast and
I mean,
my screen
yeah,
turned black
basically.
and lines of green code were just running along the screen and it said "You're next," and then it came back to this screen.
Yeah.
Okay, scratch all that.
Well, I'm a little confused.
Scratch all
I'm not
that.
really
Scratch
sure what you're
all of
talking
that.
about,
Okay.
but, like,
Let me
yeah, I don't know. I just heard my name.
let me start over here. Okay. Bro, do you see that? Where are Tenzin and
What is
Evan?
that? Yo,
What the hell?
who?
Did you hear that noise? They just made like a weird noise and then they disappeared from the screen on
Yeah, that
our
was-
recording software.
That was bizarre. They're just gone, man.
And they're not answering their phones either.
They're gone.
Interesting. You think something happened to them?
I think
Of
something
course.
bad might have happened to them.
Jeez. That's really going to put a damper on the podcast.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, one-on-one hasn't stopped us in the past, like, 2 out of 3 episodes.
True. And you never know if, something removed them, maybe something could put them back.
That's true.
You know,
He
there's
giveth.
a... Yes.
And he taketh away.
And he taketh. I guess we might as well just continue. Hopefully they're okay. So, let's see, dude. To continue our conversation, I guess it's just me and you. Let's keep the questions going, because we have some good ones here. Which Joker would win? So, I believe it was Bo who asked this, and I can double check in a moment, but there's no indication of any sort of circumstance. The line of questioning is simply which Joker would win. That's all. So I guess we can interpret that as we will.
I'm going to have to say, that's a good question, but I think I'm going to have to say Schneider cut Jared Leto.
In a fight, you mean?
I don't know.
Let's say it's a fight.
Let's say it's a fight? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, he's killed, like, dozens of cops.
He killed Robin.
He killed Robin. Spoiler alarm, he killed Robin.
Well, that's in Batman v Superman. They allude to that.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, look at him. And then Arthur Fleck obviously would not
I think
win in a fight.
he wouldn't win in a fight, but depending on the circumstances, is it a Home Alone situation? You know what I
Where
mean?
they have to
Is
prepare
it-
traps and invade each other's fortresses.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'd say-
if that's the case, I can't tell you who would win. Maybe it would be.
I think it's Arthur Fleck. I think you give Arthur Fleck time and, well, not necessarily time because he does act on impulse, but he wouldn't win in a fist fight is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
However, he's the type of brother to pull out some sort of. I feel like he's the kind of Joker you see in different comics and animated things who actually like, I'm gonna release my laughing gas in this room and it's gonna kill everybody and they're gonna have Joker smiles and like, you know what I mean? He's more that kind of Joker.
Yeah.
Than the Letos and Ledgers who are like, you know.
Yeah,
So
no, I know what you mean.
that's where I'm at. And then of course, you know, Nicholson and Cesar Romero are jerking each other off in a corner somewhere.
That's true. I don't know anything about them.
Cesar Romero is very much, you know, early 60s comics Joker, which is just wacky and goofy. And then Nicholson, I think, is the best of both worlds, being the Burton universe, because he has the, you know, he has the killing and darkness in many aspects, like the grimmer, newer versions, but he still maintains that wackiness and colorfulness of the earlier versions. So in a way, I think that people still need to put some respect on Nicholson. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, we're definitely gonna have to, if we ever do that Joker episode. I feel like we may have mentioned
True.
once or twice.
True.
I
think
have to watch all that shit.
Yeah, I think a Joker episode would be good
It'd be
later this
interesting, that's
season.
for sure.
It would be a good kind of next step from Schneider Cut. You know.
True.
Speaking. Oh, what am I saying?
The real
Justice
next
is
step
Gray.
is not
Justice is Gray.
Yeah.
Which we are obligated to release very, very soon, from my understanding.
True.
It's coming up.
Did you get a poll asking what people?
No. So I was gonna wait till we release this.
Yeah, that's
you
fair.
know.
Yeah.
So this is gonna go up. Then the next day or two after, you guys are gonna see a poll. We'll have 3 or 4 options, or you can swipe up and DM me a suggestion. But you know, prefer to vote the poll at least, and we'll see what's coming up. And obviously, all will be done regardless. It's just a question of order. So, yeah, that is coming up. So yeah, Joker would win. Depends on the situation. You heard us just talk about it. All right, thank you for that.
True.
Anything else you want to say?
Let's see. Is there a Joker we're forgetting? Joker
Well, I mean,
versus
there's-
Guy Fawkes Joker. He might win, even if it's
He
Home
would
Alone
win,
traps.
dude. That fear in your stomach when you're fighting him is exclusively his
That's
penis.
not
Okay,
fear.
it's not fear in your stomach. All right, guys, go YouTube Guy Fawkes versus Joker fan made ERB.
True.
It's fan made, but still really good.
Well, I mean, they don't even have to fucking look it up on YouTube because I'm sure it'll be in the bibliography.
Oh, yes, it will.
Let's see.
Anyway,
Best line in that is probably you do.
Guy
wanna
Fawkes
see-
is gay, folks.
That is a good one. But you want to see a magic trick? Here's your ass. Here is my dick. Dude, I don't know why that one
Dude.
is so funny to me.
But so I want to talk about that actually, and guys, again, watch this. But for those who I guess don't want to watch it and want some context quickly, it's this fan-made ERB that went semi-viral and has been deleted and re-uploaded many times. ERB being epic rap battles of history, and it's these like French guys, and they made this ERB fan-made called Guy Fawkes from the movie V for Vendetta.
Well, he was also a real person.
Right, also a real person, and versus Joker, and it's these two French guys, right? And it starts off fairly normal, I would say, you know, but the further it goes along, the more shitty the lyrics get, but also the exponential increase in like homoerotic like themes, right?
Yeah.
Like it just starts off like "fuck you, I'm Joker," and I do it, and it's also their voices are very funny in it.
Very funny. A lot of them
Not to make fun of the
lines
French,
don't
but
like. I don't know.
yeah.
A lot of the lines
don't
just
rhyme.
don't rhyme, and it's not just because the accent. It's just like the words would not rhyme.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's so funny. Anyway. Yeah, and it just gets more and more just like not even just like homoerotic, but like rapey. Like he's just like Joker threatening Guy Fawkes, and he's the like literally what we said before, like that fear in your stomach it's just my dick and raping your anus and like all these like terrible like references, but it also makes it obviously extremely funny to watch. And anyway, that's the context. So let's talk about that.
What are we talking about?
I'm still trying to remember my question. I had a question for you. Why do you think it got so the way it did with those
I don't know.
the wording? Do you think that it was very intentional and they're laughing at it, or see? Because I think they took it very seriously, and that to them is like an actual level of
That's
roasting.
trying to be. Yeah. Well, what year is it from? Because I feel like there was an era back like early YouTube, early internet, where like everybody was just like calling each other gay on the internet. You know what I mean? That was
Right,
like,
but this is
huge
like a
thing.
next step.
Well, true, definitely true, but that's them maybe trying to go over the top
Like,
because they're the
don't you-
Joker and Guy
True.
Fawkes. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, I think as a pairing, Joker and Guy Fawkes is pretty interesting
Mhm.
compared to Guy Fawkes versus Che Guevara and Joker versus Pennywise, which I guess are also like a lot more logical pairings, you know. But
Right. It was uploaded in 2013, though.
that makes sense. I feel like that totally fits the era, though. Besides the extreme aggression that it gets towards, you know what I mean?
And I say like that it starts off normal very lightly. The second line is with okay, so it starts like this with Guy Fawkes, all right? On guard, here I come ripping your head off, with your face full of cum, nothing to be scared of. So it starts like that, and then his verse ends with, let's put a smile on that face that just got raped. which is horrible.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse and worse from there. So click the link if you want to hear it, I guess. But yeah, that was the reference, and it is an interesting kind of thing to see. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that question, guys. Next up, we have from Bo, and I'm going to reword this because he put it a little, not as elegantly as I would have liked. He was driving, so I can't blame him. So I'm going to rephrase this, and the question is basically asking our favorite African American movie, i.e., like what is the best movie we've seen that showcases representation in its film, if that makes sense. So, is there anything that pops to mind? I mean, there's so many great ones.
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat the question?
The best African American film you've seen,
African American film. Okay. Let's see.
i.e., like preferably one.
BlacKkKlansman was awesome. That movie
True.
was so good.
BlacKkKlansman was pretty good. I have certain feelings about Black Panther in terms of
Oh, I haven't
writing
seen
and
that one.
writing and I know we still have to do the mega MCU at some
True.
point, which will take us like so long to do.
Yeah.
No, but for me, for Black Panther, without spoiling anything, I think that a lot of the problems I had initially, right, I really didn't like it. Had everything to do with the writing and pacing, and nothing to do with the incredible cast, great performances overall for the most part, besides one, which I guess I won't spoil, so as not to influence your thing.
Yeah,
but
true.
Great use of kind of bringing, having Wakanda be there and having African American royalty in a major motion picture and seeing it depicted very well with its own kind of dialect and stuff was very cool to see. I have not seen Judas and the Black Messiah, which came out like a month or two ago. I know it got some Oscar noms. Yeah, it's about the Black Panther Party and kind of the rise of that and fall of its leader. It's with Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
Dude, and we said this before on the podcast, Lakeith Stanfield really is, I think, going to be one of the big.
He's up and coming, bro. Right?
Yeah, literally.
If not,
yeah.
He's already come up. You know what I mean? It's like Robert Pattinson was up and coming. Now he's come up. I feel like Lakeith Stanfield is kind of on a similar. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Another great one, Moonlight. You were saying Moonlight?
True. I watched that in 11th grade in sociology class.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
really remember a lot about it, but I remember it was actually really good. I remember liking
Yeah.
it at least. I don't have any specific insight on it.
hmm Great movie.
There was something to do with color, right? Where like there's a bunch of blue in the movie.
Yeah. So like it takes place in 3 stages where the protagonist is a child, a young adult, and an adult, and often there are specific color gradings for the 3 separate parts. So
Okay, that's pretty cool.
that's probably what you're thinking of, yeah. But definitely deserved the Best Picture 2016. Totally deserved the win. And speaking of 2016, Hidden Figures.
Have not seen it.
I talked with you
about this yesterday.
We talked about a few days ago because we were talking about space movies, and like I was talking about how kind of tired I am of the whole like, oh, it's burning up on impact, and it's like back and forth between NASA Center and the spaceship, and so that part I don't like about Hidden Figures. But I said this to Justin too: is I greatly enjoyed the parts of Hidden Figures that were about the actual characters, the figures. Great, it was really cool to learn that story, the real life story of these 3 African American women who kind of were such an integral part of the space program. They has been overlooked in history. So again, just great to watch and highly recommend it. Even though the circumstances that I watched it, I think I might have talked about this on the podcast, where it was a little awkward for me.
Something to do with the theater, right?
Something to do with the theater and a date, maybe.
Oh, you did not mention this, but it sounds like podcast material, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, I gotta censor the name.
Obviously, the name. It's not.
Okay, it's not actually like a huge story, but it basically is just and this I probably might cut out because it's embarrassing, but I've only ever been on one date, and like real date, and this was
shame,
with
bro. Okay.
in 2016, so I guess that's like 11th grade or something. Oh no, Trump just got inaugurated, so it
That's
was
9th grade.
yeah. No, 10th grade. I know, it's definitely 11th grade, because
Okay.
anyway.
No, not 11th grade. If it was 2016.
Well, no, okay, so it came out in 2016. I watched it in January 2017.
Okay, I got you.
So, yeah, you see what I mean. Anyway. It literally, I remember because it was the day that Trump got inaugurated, was the day that happened.
That's good.
So that's how I remember. So yeah, it's like we just went, but it was just extremely awkward. And I'm not going to say it was 50-50 in terms of whose fault it was, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
In terms of it being awkward. But anyway, it was just very awkward, and that just kind of messed up the experience for me a little bit. But that's all. I mean, I could get more specific, but it's just like sad tear. So maybe later. Anyway, that's my story of Hidden Figures. But worthwhile movie. Recommend everyone watches it. And we could really go on and on. There are so many great African American films. Thank you for asking, Bo.
We could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. I have a similar, kind of similar movie experience.
Oh, yeah?
Really, it was just I went on this date to see Everest. With I don't know if you know.
Oh,
her
she
sister, not her.
yeah.
I went on a date with her
Okay.
sister, and it was super awkward, and I was kind of just like sitting there the whole time, like not really knowing what to do. It was the first date I'd been on, and so I was like, yeah, we were just sitting there, and I just didn't like pay attention to the movie at all because I was just too busy worried about like, what
Same.
do we do just like sitting here?
Exactly, right?
No, yeah.
Where do I hold the popcorn?
Literally, that's exactly what it was. So I hated the movie because I was like, dude, that was boring as shit. Like nothing even happened. But I was just like a little asshole that like didn't even pay attention.
Tell me, Batman, can I put my arm here?
Joker, we're not on a date, okay? I let you come Because you heard me inviting Alfred and I didn't want to be rude. Okay.
I like your Batman voice.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like, because what fucking was it? Remember how we had the DVDs in the senior lounge, right?
Yeah.
Classic. But then Spielman took them away. Why was it?
It was because
they
a
weren't
bunch of them were rated R.
Rated R.
Or PG-13.
Right.
Some of them
like, she's like, it has to be rated G.
Yeah,
she said it had to be rated G.
I actually donated, well, not donated, borrowed or lent a bunch of mine. Fucking Max, which is like this rescue dog movie that Sam Moss got me as a gag gift that I'd never watched. It was unopened.
Right. It's funny because it was Juan's TV that he gave us, remember?
Dude, I know! Okay, so he lent his TV. He wasn't even a senior, and he lent his TV to the senior lounge.
Right.
And then the last day of school, or the last few days, so I go to the senior lounge because it's literally the last day of school at like 4 p.m. So pretty much everyone who's left stuff in the senior lounge, it's like, come on, you've given up your right to grab stuff. You know what I mean, Evan?
Whoa! Yeah, oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, whoa! I didn't even realize I was talking to Evan.
Wait, you just said Evan. You meant me, right?
I meant Nabeel, and then it was a coincidence that
you summoned Evan. Holy crap!
That was insane. Anyway,
Evan, we were so worried. Okay, all right. Let's let Justin continue his story. In the meantime, I'm gonna run some podcast scans and figure out what the hell happened to you, buddy. All right, keep going, Justin.
True. Yeah. So here's what happened, Evan. Last day of school, senior year, I went to the senior lounge to pretty much, because the admin said they were just gonna throw everything away that belonged to us, the students. So I went to pretty much take anything that was left that was going to get thrown away, right? And of course to get my own stuff, which I had left, but also to see if there was anything left around. And Juan, who had left his TV in the senior lounge for us to use, texted me and asked me to pick up the TV for him. So I went, I got my DVDs, a few Wii games, I think, that I left there. Oh, the Wii, which I also donated, which Darian gave to me. I found a couple CDs. There's like an Aretha Franklin CD.
Oh, I remember that, actually.
And yeah, I got Juan's TV, bring it to him, and then he just posted a couple days ago he's selling his TV on the Facebook Marketplace.
That TV?
That same TV.
Dude, I feel like I gotta buy it for like,
Dude,
know?
It's a relic. What it is like, yeah, it's insane is what it is. That's the TV I rescued from the senior lounge, and you can just like see it.
Hello?
Tenzin?
Yeah, I think so.
What the hell? So wait, this is Justin. You just said his name, and before you said Evan's name, and now they're both back.
I'm starting to have
weird.
A gross feeling that I had something to do with them disappearing.
I don't like this, man. Anyway, Tenzin, what the hell happened?
I have no idea.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I can't remember.
All right. Well, I'm already running Filmatic podcast health scans on Evan, so I'll just run them on you as we continue the podcast. I guess
All right.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we were just talking about Juan's TV.
I was gonna tell.
All right. Anyway, let's just move on to the next question here. So, who would win? I mean, who do you think is going to win in the film Godzilla vs. Kong? This is a question from, I believe, Katrina.
I feel like Godzilla's gonna win. There's no way he can't.
You think?
He's so much bigger, and he shoots atomic flames.
Here's the sad part. I have a grotesque hunch that they're gonna make King Kong win, just for the specific reason that everybody is like, obviously Godzilla has to win. So they're gonna be like,
Right.
oh, you want Godzilla to win? No, Kong's winning. Kong has simply won the fight.
Wow.
That's my.
Well,
prediction.
they have confirmed. Sorry.
Oh no, continue.
They've confirmed that Kong.
I was just gonna say, to help you with your analysis, they've confirmed that there is a winner. There's gonna be no fucking teaming up bullshit.
Oh yeah,
There's going to be a
course.
Definitive winner.
That's good.
Anyway.
Well, here's one
It's
thing.
already out.
Actually, here's two things. Actually, no. Here's one thing. The original Godzilla vs. King Kong from like
the 50s.
Yeah, like the 50s or 60s or something. King Kong
30s.
wins. I have
Really?
it. Like I saw it on DVD, and I remember I watched it. I was like, "Is this a fucking joke?" In the movie, of course.
So do you think that's going to be a sign that King Kong or Godzilla would win?
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't think
feel
it's a
they
sign
wouldn't
at
do
all.
the same thing.
No.
So
It's not like they
related.
wouldn't do the same thing, because I don't think
Right.
they'd avoid doing the same thing, because no one
Right,
has
but-
fucking seen this video.
Mhm.
Except like real Godzilla enthusiasts that like love this old shit. But, like,
except the real Godzilla.
Dude, average King Kong fan, average Godzilla enthusiast.
yeah. Okay. What I'm saying is like I don't think that will have any impact on it. It's just food for thought that they have had King Kong win in the past.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Mhm.
in this old universe, it's like two men in costumes, so they're the same height. They're just
Right.
like the same size. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
I also saw something, but it might be a spoiler. I don't remember enough of it to be a spoiler, but I don't want to say anything just in case it is, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. So I'm not going to say anything.
All right.
Hmm.
I definitely think we'll be doing the episode. It'll be one of the first few episodes we do, considering it is very relevant, and I think it would be a fun watch. Honestly, it seems like, at least. I hope so. But no, I heard they're actually really good friends in between scenes. Godzilla. And King Kong,
That's
so,
a good bit. I like that.
Yeah.
Yo, so who is it, Nabeel? You'll be able to remind me of this, I think. I mean, if anyone could. In one of the Rush Hour movies, there's you know how they play the bloopers in the credits?
Oh, classic. Yeah.
And one of the bloopers in one of the movies is Chris Tucker or Jackie Chan. One of them gets a phone call from another famous celebrity, and he's like, I think it's Chris Tucker. He's like, "Hey man, I can't talk. I'm with fucking Jackie Chan right now."
Yeah.
Do you remember who it is that
yeah.
they're talking to?
Holy shit!
Is
Oh
it
my
like
god, I
Owen
know
Wilson
it.
or something?
I literally know it. It's on the tip of my tongue, dude. What the? What is it? That's gonna bother me. I literally just like rewatched this like less than a month ago.
Dude, that's
What
Jackie
movie?
Chan, right?
The movie Rush Hour is Jackie Chan
yeah.
and Chris Tucker.
No, just like the blue.
Yo,
the
you seen The
bloopers-
Spy Next Door?
I haven't, but I really
Yes.
want to.
I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, The Spy Next Door. I saw it like once when it came out.
Nice.
Isn't that the one where he's like the babysitter?
Yeah, it's
the
like
baby?
literally
Yeah.
the exact same plot as The Pacifier.
Yeah, but the
The
Spy Next Door
Pacifier.
was like Nickelodeon movie, and it was kind of fun.
That's on
Really?
the. Wait,
It
what?
was a Nickelodeon movie?
I mean, they premiered it on Nick.
Interesting.
Last Day of Summer, Tenzin.
Okay.
No reaction.
Anyways,
Still no reaction. Hasn't even addressed my claim, my argument. Tenzin, we had like a 2-hour conversation about this movie.
What, The Spy Next Door?
No, The Last Day of Summer, the Nickelodeon original with the Groundhog
Oh.
Day time loop about the kids
Oh,
at the
yeah,
carnival.
yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
We should do an episode on time loop movies.
Well, like Looper?
Looper, Edge
No,
of Tomorrow.
I don't think Looper falls into that category. Edge of Tomorrow
True,
does.
actually.
Edge of Tomorrow,
for sure.
Groundhog Day, Palm Springs, Last Day of Summer.
I want
The
to see
last
Palm
Futurama
Springs.
episode?
True, yeah. There's another movie. There's 2 other time loop movies that I've seen, and I don't know either of their names. One of
The
them is a
Wizard
science.
of Gore.
No.
Yeah,
one
true.
One of them is a
that
science fiction
even-
movie with like some weird ass like one word name. It was like really indie on Netflix. And this other one, going back to Bo's question, my favorite African American movie. This was like a complete African American cast, and it was like this guy wakes up every day on the day of his wedding, like an hour before the service, completely naked in an elevator. And like it drops him on the home or the ground floor, and he's like completely naked, and he has to get married at the end of the day. And like
Is
that's
it
his.
good?
I thought it was really funny, but I'm also a sucker for
nice.
time loop movies. Seal has
True,
a
true,
cameo
true.
in it, so you know it's gonna be. Good.
Well, there's that popular recent one, Happy Death Day.
Who are you, Seal?
Oh, is that the one with the girl from American Pie?
I have no idea.
Oh no, that's Russian
Shit.
Nesting Doll or something like that, right?
Russian doll.
Russian Doll.
Maybe.
I've heard of a show with it's like has Russian something, and it's the girl
Yeah.
from that, and it's a time loop.
Yeah,
But I think that's a TV show, actually, not a movie.
it is.
Have you seen it?
I have not. My dad saw it.
I wonder if it's any good.
Wonder.
Find your dreams come true. All right. So great, great thing there. Yeah. Godzilla or Kong. We'll get to it. Thanks for the question, Katrina. I think
Yeah, there'll be an episode, pal.
There will be an episode.
I know I'll be disappointed. That's
Dude,
all.
you can't go in
really
with that
matters.
mindset, bro. Here's the mindset you go in with to one of the,
You
Universal
know
monster
it's not
movies.
going to be a cool ending.
I think it probably
I feel
will
like it
be.
could be.
I think it could
Yeah.
Look, I haven't
could be cool.
seen
I have
King of
hope.
Monsters, but
Dude,
the
Skull
original
Island went
Godzilla.
off.
that one sucked. King of Monsters was poo-poo.
King of Monsters didn't suck. It was mediocre.
I'm just
It
saying,
was so boring.
the original Godzilla.
It was definitely boring.
The original Godzilla
ahead.
in this universe, not the original Godzilla. But what is it, like 2013 or 2016 or something with
Yeah,
Bryan
I think it's
Cranston?
13.
I like that one.
13, 14.
That one is a great movie, and the ending specifically is so good.
Yeah,
It is like the most badass part of the movie.
I will always defend that movie.
Obviously,
Also,
So many
Kong
people-
Skull
Kong
Island
Skull
was
Island
good.
was very good. I don't remember the ending specifically.
Dude, Kong Skull Island was cool.
But it
was a
really
good double feature, I think.
I didn't like it as much as
True. Was
the
that
older one, the
wasn't that
2006.
Get
You
Out?
know,
Really interesting.
you know what I'll give Skull Island that I think that this movie has the highest potential to fuck up is the human characters. In Skull Island, when it came to the part of the human characters, you weren't.
Mhm.
It shouldn't be a drag. You know, it shouldn't be.
Right,
Oh
right.
fuck! You know, I want to see more fucking Kong fucking jerking off in the corner. You know, I want to.
Mhm.
I want to see development on all fronts. I
That's
think that
true.
Skull Island did a good job. They had a great
Yeah.
cast. Samuel L.
And then
Jackson was
King of the
pretty
Monsters
awesome.
was horrible with that.
King
Yeah,
of
I haven't seen
Monsters
it.
was pretty boring, I would say. Even
The
though, yeah,
the whole like family drama subplot.
and
Well,
that's
Don't
why
spoil
I'm
it. Don't spoil it because I have to watch it.
It's meaningless. It's literally meaningless.
yeah, and
I
that's
want
what
you
I'm
to
afraid of
spoil it.
for
I
this
couldn't
movie.
because I don't even fucking remember it.
Because in the trailers for this movie, there seems to be like there's some like little girl involved, and her mom's there. And
Yeah,
there's
it's
also
the
a
same
side
girl
thing
from
from
the
like
last one.
there's another
Right?
girl. I don't know.
The girl
there's
from Stranger Things.
Yeah, the Stranger Things girl is there.
Millie
And she's
Bobby
doing a
Brown?
side thing.
Yeah.
Was she in Kong Skull Island?
No,
Was
I
she in
think
King
she
of
she was in
Monsters?
Godzilla.
She
Or
was in
was
the
she?
original, the Bryan Cranston Godzilla.
No, she
Okay.
was in the most recent one.
Oh, and you're saying she's gonna.
She was
be
in King of Monsters.
Yeah,
I'm
Man,
only
that
at
was
a
a
candle.
That was a forgettable ass movie, dude. Because I don't remember that shit. I saw the movie once in theaters.
Here's
yeah,
what I'm
she's with,
saying.
with the mom, and they. Well, I guess I won't spoil it for Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
spoil it for Justin. But I still want to see it.
I'd like
Yeah,
to rewatch it.
Just because, posterity's
Yeah.
sake.
Honestly, the more we talk about it, the more I'm interested in just seeing all of them. Maybe we'll do it next. I mean, we still do the poll, of course, but
That is true.
we'll see. All right. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. See how it rolls out. Thank you. So, next question. Favorite white savior movie?
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Before we go into this one, can I just point out, I don't know if any of you've seen it, but another good African American movie is Black Knight with Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
Okay.
Dude, it is so funny. It's like he works at one of those like medieval fair like theme park kind of things, you know what I mean? Like medieval times kind of.
Like a Renaissance fair.
Yeah, but it's like a permanent establishment.
Ugh.
Kind of like medieval times if it wasn't a restaurant and it was just like the shops and amusement park stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Interesting.
and he falls into the moat at this fake castle and wakes up in real like medieval England. It's very funny.
Dude, what the fuck?
What?
What's up?
That was not an appropriate reaction to that statement.
yes, it is. What is it called?
It's like a parody of Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court kind of deal. It's called Black Knight, but knight as in like knight in shining armor.
14% on Rotten
Yeah, of
Tomatoes.
course.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes. I
Rotten
just
Tomatoes
think
is
that's
literally
funny.
like pea brain. If you're a
Yeah.
viewer and you respect Rotten Tomatoes, give me your address so I can come and chop your nuts off. And you can take that to the
Oh.
fucking bank.
Yeah, if you use Rotten Tomatoes for anything more than a very, very, very general and broad, very, very broad sense of a movie, at least it's more of like a analysis of the public's perception, less so than like, should I watch this movie or not? You know what I mean?
If you base whether you watch the movie,
yeah, because there are people who do that.
Oh, I know.
There are a lot of people who do that.
It's like people with Anthony Fantano, and I'm not trying to roast Anthony Fantano, but it's the same concept.
Fuck Anthony Fantano.
Do we
Just
fuck
kidding.
Anthony Fantano? I don't know anything about him except
He's funny. I think he's funny. I think he's good.
He played bass with Marc Rebillet, which is
he
pretty
plays
funny.
bass.
Yeah, I won't say fuck Anthony Fantano, but a lot of his fans are pretty insufferable.
Yeah, but
that's
the
true.
thing.
They can be annoying, but
You
like
could
I just
literally
don't
say that
interact
about
with them.
any topic.
I could just go down in the comments section.
Could
and laugh
I-
at them
Except
a bit.
Filmatic. Filmatic fans, for the most part,
Filmatic,
They're
you
not
can't be
insufferable.
insufferable if you don't exist. Am I
You
right,
know,
guys?
Anthony Fantano just released a video today about that, like telling his fans to stop being insufferable.
Yeah,
basically.
that's bad, Justin. Not everyone is like that.
Well,
That is
no,
just-
like
no, they are.
he was just giving people advice. Like if you're in a social environment, oftentimes it's better not to like trash people's music taste when they're listening to it. It's just not really good for social.
Imagine having to
interaction.
be told that.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, but that's
You
the
and
thing, a lot
everything
of his
she
fans can't
wants
be like
comes
that.
on a nonstop pop FM. Yeah, that's a press X to share to Rockstar Social.
Yeah. Whoops. That's a press square and just for the PlayStation people. So why are we talking about this?
Anthony Fantano.
Anthony Fantano. Talk about a white savior.
I'm
am I
just
right?
saying-
I don't even.
Even Filmatic would have insufferable fans if they admitted that they enjoyed Rotten Tomatoes and used it to base their opinions. You know what I mean?
True. Anyways, I would. Hey, if you're looking for an alternative, use Metacritic. Much better.
Use
aggregator.
Pitchfork.
Use. You almost had me.
Dude, incredible response.
You literally almost had me, bro. I was just like,
Oh, I'm
wait,
good.
hold the phone.
Whoa.
So,
Pitchfork paid you to say this?
what about Pitchfork? Everybody loves Pitchfork. Pitchfork would be the
Pitchfork-
best aggregator.
Tenzin
What's up?
knows. We spent like an afternoon just going through Pitchfork reviews of
Oh, I've
albums
done
we
that
liked.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
man.
do that
That's
all
funny.
the time. I don't do it all the time, but I've done it before.
It's always good when you find yourself in like a fucking echo
Dude,
chamber with someone who
Pitchfork.
shares all the same opinions as you.
Oh, echo chambers. Mwah.
Has some shitty takes.
Who doesn't love a good echo chamber?
Literally no one, and that's
That's
just
the whole-
psychology.
Purpose of it being called an echo chamber. If you
Right.
didn't love it, it wouldn't be one.
Exactly.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Right.
don't know. Sometimes it can be annoying though. Once I realize some places an echo chamber, oftentimes it like loses value for me.
Oh, is that why we haven't hung out in over a year?
No, that's because we have.
Yeah, true. That was mostly just an attempt at a joke
Yeah, yeah.
because I feel like oftentimes, but then again, I guess we don't really share an echo chamber for a lot of stuff. We argue an insane amount, actually.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's definitely not an echo chamber at all. I have no idea where that even came from.
I guess
At the
just
same time,
Alt-J,
Mhm.
specifically that one incident.
At the same time, I think it's like you kind of have to judge the weight of an echo chamber because, like, you shouldn't like be like what's the word? Like you can have friends who you agree with a lot of stuff, for, but like you don't have to be like ashamed of it. I think an echo chamber is more of like an ecosystem of ideas. That
It depends on the context.
You know what
It
I mean?
can be
There's
harmful.
it's a very oh yeah. And I think especially with social media and stuff nowadays,
Definitely.
of course. But yeah,
Me when I follow PragerU and block Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Dude, PragerU is so funny.
It is insane that it exists.
it's literally just
Yeah,
it has to be like there's no way
hilarious.
it's serious.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
There's
It's
no
like
way.
they're going to such great lengths. I can't even believe that this is unironic. Therefore, I don't.
Who's that old white guy's name? He's the funniest, man.
Dennis
dude.
Prager?
Yeah, is that his name? I don't know. The main guy who's in,
the big white guy with the glasses.
yeah with the
and
glasses.
he's like,
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dennis Prager.
Yes.
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy behind
Oh.
the whole thing.
He is hilarious.
Yeah, dude,
He
I get
should-
YouTube ads with him in them.
No way.
Yeah, it's like no, it's like straight up a whole PragerU video, and like you can't skip it until 15 seconds in.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. No, sometimes I end up just watching it though because it like ropes me in with something ridiculous.
Oh, you know what though? I always hate
What's
doing that when I like, or if I forget to skip an ad. I don't want them to have the statistics that like, oh, people like this ad. They watched all fucking 15 seconds of
Right.
it instead of skipping the first 5. I always want to
Yeah,
skip
that's
as much
true.
as possible so they can know how much I hated it.
Mm.
But then again, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna like any ad, so if they could fix it and it wouldn't make a difference, I'd still skip it. You know.
Here's 2 real quotes from Dennis Prager. A vast majority of Americans deserve to be strangled and beaten to death with a baseball bat and then set on fire.
What the hell? What?
That's so
And then-
Joker.
And then we have...
He's going in. Someone add chat.
Yeah, true.
Well, I gotta
Shit,
censor
you
that,
have to
buddy.
censor that. God damn it.
Chill. And then we have... The disease of the Arab mind and the misfortunes of its world will continue. Anyway, there's tons, guys. Just look up PragerU
Imagine
quotes.
like going on Twitter and just saying this.
Well,
Just like your
the,
own your personal account
the
No,
best,
not just your personal account, your
at
personal
Sustainable
university.
Hour. At Sustainable
ones-
Hour just tweeted
are the Prager YouTube poops.
he was a homosexual
hilarious.
African American man. We were doomed from the start.
Dude, I wonder if Perna will play golf at PragerU.
Dude, PragerU Honor Society just accepted me.
Anyway, oh man. So white savior films.
True.
Oh yeah. So I was just learning more about this.
Yeah. So I can give you some examples if you want. So, example of this genre include films like Glory from 1989. The most famous one, at least from what I've heard in my own experience, is The Last Samurai from
Okay.
2003
Okay.
with Tom Cruise.
I really don't
It's a
think
good-
that is a white savior film. Honestly.
I don't.
Because like
Really?
it's not
Dude, I
like him
would say-
coming in and just like saving the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
He
I don't
kind of-
disagree with that.
Man, I feel like I need to rewatch it to formulate my argument better because it's been
Exactly.
a long time.
Yeah.
But I do remember recently after watching it, someone approached me with the same point, and I was actually able to refute it. But now I don't remember anything about the movie, so I have to
You know.
rewatch it. But
Yeah,
I
I
actually
definitely don't
enjoy that
think
movie a
it's-
lot.
Oh
Alright,
yeah, I
do
don't
you
think
guys-
I like it.
Do you guys think Avatar is a white savior movie?
I see that on the list. I
Totally-
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's one that's listed.
I totally could see the argument for that, but that will never change the fact that it's one of my favorite.
But isn't that the
movies of all
point,
time.
kind of? in
Yeah,
Avatar?
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the thing is, it paints him in a really negative light when it could still have a good story and a good message. Like, for example, one that I disagree with, or maybe like it could be considered a white savior movie, but I feel like just labeling it as that distracts from so much. Would be To Kill a Mockingbird. Like the whole story,
Interesting.
people say that's
Yeah.
just a straight up white savior narrative.
Yeah, except
But
he
I think
doesn't
that
save him.
it can still be a valuable story and a valuable message. You know what I'm saying about standing up to injustice?
Mhm.
True.
Here's a point that might interest Evan in this article about white saviors. I say Evan because I know you're also a big fan of Django Unchained. Okay,
Mhm.
so this quote says, "In the crucial climactic scene, the pattern of white centrality holds. It is the white doctor Schultz, not the freed slave Django, who, racked by conscience, kills Calvin Candy, and in doing so sacrifices his own life. When asked why he decided to make King Schultz the Christ figure, Tarantino claimed he was simply drawing on the tropes of the Western." So people are arguing, or I guess people who are part of this movement have argued in this article that Christoph Waltz's character is a white savior.
I don't personally see that.
Nah, I see.
Here's-
I don't.
Dude,
I don't.
Nah.
Here's one that
I
kind of
don't know.
confuses me. People say Isle of Dogs is a white
What?
savior movie.
Are there white
What? Are there
people in
white
it besides
people?
that ginger
That's what I'm
girl?
saying. And
There's
the
like the-
description just says, amid a canine influenza outbreak in a dystopian Japanese city, an American exchange student and pro-dog activist leads the investigation of a conspiracy that the city's authoritarian, cat-loving mayor created the flu as part of a plot to annihilate all of the city's exiled dogs. The student later helps a pack of dogs expose the mayor's corruption by recovering the serum that cures the dog flu. It's more like a human savior movie.
I mean, they have like
He just
the marginal outline of a fucking point, I guess. I really don't even see that girl.
Dude, but
is,
the
like,
thing
savior.
with the dogs is it's not like the dogs are some minority race that like are portrayed as healthy dogs.
No, I think it's
They're
because
literally dogs.
I think the argument is being made that it's not just like a Japanese student that does this; it's an American exchange student.
Well, I would say, I guess. I mean, that's more of a whitewashing argument, I think, though.
But isn't that? I don't know how different these two topics are.
I guess white savior could be considered a like a more like a specific version of that.
I don't know. There are a lot of different contexts. Like people are saying that The Matrix is a white savior movie because Neo is white. I mean,
dude,
like
what?
Am I the only one that thinks Die Hard is a white savior movie?
Yeah, I mean, if it's just any movie that has a white protagonist and non-white
something's telling me Passion of the Christ might be more.
Is Temple of Doom a
that's
white
what I'm saying.
savior?
People say
that's what I was
Temple of
gonna
Doom's a
say.
white savior
No,
movie.
it's listed here. It's listed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
White archaeologist and adventurer Indiana Jones.
Guys, I'm starting to sense a pattern.
Presence.
Apparently,
Hold the
white
phone.
savior movies are fucking awesome. Because this list has just been a very good list of movies.
Oh, man.
Temple of Doom,
no, there are a lot of good
Avatar,
movies
The
on
Last Samurai. Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I'm saying. It
These
doesn't
are
mean
great
they're
movies.
necessarily bad movies.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
I haven't seen that one. I only saw clips of it in Mrs. Steele's class in 8th grade, but I didn't see the whole thing. But I read it, so I can, do with that what I must.
I would explore that more before making a definitive statement, but it's a good.
The statement
I-
that they're good as a concept.
No. The statement that To Kill a Mockingbird is a white savior movie.
Dude, I
because
feel like
think
explicitly the fact that he's a white lawyer defending a black man is like
it is the point.
it is the intent
Yeah, right.
of the movie is to draw upon this racial conflict.
Right.
In no way, I feel like. Again, maybe I just have a weak grasp on the concept of a white
I don't
savior
know.
movie.
Maybe we're all gonna get canceled one day for saying this. Who
Dude,
knows?
so you're just gonna have to censor this entire segment. It's just gonna be like 25
It's just gonna be
minutes.
one
So I
long
think that-
bleep.
So I think that Indiana Jones is beep, but I don't think that like it's just all every other word would
Yeah.
be.
Okay, but
Figures?
here's the
What?
question: What's your favorite white savior movie? Like out of what we've discussed so far?
Dude, out of what we discussed, if I may
That's
go
my
first,
favorite
Because
white
that
savior
was the
movie. I don't know if
question,
I'm.
dude. Like honestly,
I don't know if I want to publicly be like, hey, my favorite white savior movie is.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I guess I don't
I mean,
have
out
one
of the movies,
because I don't
just to give
know
an
any.
answer here.
Out of the ones we've talked about, if I had to choose, they're like a bunch of different genres, so it's hard to compare, but I think the one I enjoy the most is probably Avatar.
I have to rewatch a lot of these, but
Yeah, that's true. See, here's the thing: when you quizzed me in the speed round, the only reason that I said 12 Years a Slave is because the only time I had heard of White Savior
right.
was in connection with that film.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the only one I knew. And then I said 20 Years a Slave.
I think that
I have not even seen the movie.
no, I mean, I think again, a lot of these, it's about context and how people are defining white saviorism because it is the point in most of these movies.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like there's somewhere it is gratuitous and just pointless.
Oh, yeah,
and it could
for
just
sure.
be like used as a, I don't know.
Yeah, there are plenty of examples of that too. But anyway, that's how we feel. So, because you guys were, just want to answer all the questions that we
That's
get
fair
from
enough.
our
That's fair
fans,
enough.
huh?
Did
As
Sophia
long as you make it
Martinez ask
clear
a
that
question
Bo
this
asked
time?
that.
She did not. She never showed up on
That-
the live stream.
Okay, you know what, Sophia? That's strike 2.
What happens after strike 3?
You don't want to know.
We stop being funny.
I'm sure that'll be really difficult for us.
So much contempt in that.
Anyway, thanks for that one. See, this is the commitment we bring to this podcast, okay? No other podcast would take a question from the audience like that and address it.
That's
So
true.
we just did it.
I don't know. Joe
I don't-
Rogan Experience is pretty off the wall,
Joe
zany
Rogan.
kind of. Can we just get a
He's all
shout
about
out?
the
Can we just get a
chimps.
shout out Fuck the Joe Rogan Experience.
Literally, Joe Rogan Experience. Yeah, go ahead.
What?
I thought he said I have a question.
Oh no, I said I haven't really watched it.
Oh,
Me neither.
it's pretty trippy.
He'd be like, Joe Rogan be like, I simply respect Alex Jones.
Right. Well, he's also the type of guy to say he respects Alex Jones when Alex Jones is on the podcast.
Yeah, fair.
And then on a different clip, he'll be
So
like,
he doesn't.
"Oh, little wacky guy," like he's very like wishy-washy.
He definitely
Until some-
is the kind of guy to do that. But the fact that he has him on his podcast means
Multiple
we know
times.
which one he actually believes, which is the fact that
Yeah,
he respects
multiple
him,
times.
which is the embarrassing part.
You gotta see the clips of like Alex Jones on that podcast. Just
I
like,
actually haven't seen
And they're-
any Alex Jones.
oh,
on
he's
Joe
like,
Rogan.
oh, they're eating the babies, Joe. They're eating the babies. Like it's all this like absurd stuff. It's hilarious though.
Dude,
If
do you know-
Alex Jones wanted to be on Filmatic, would you let him?
True. I would definitely run it back to let Alex Jones be on film.
But then
I would
you'll
take
be
all
just
that
as
back.
bad as Joe Rogan.
Dude, who
Yeah.
cares? Dude, imagine the traction.
Sell
you
out.
get.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I'm a sellout.
That's true.
I am a sellout. I'm a sellout. Like
I think it would be kind of an interesting experience.
it would be interesting. Like
Like,
I
that
don't
doesn't
see
necessarily mean that you respect him.
exactly,
As long
and I
as you
think
don't
that's
say that you do when asked by him.
exactly, and
also
that's
have
where
a
Joe Rogan
podcast.
gets it wrong because he
Yeah.
he frames it like
Right.
I'm
if
just
you
gonna come on and hear him out,
yeah, like
but then
you,
he's like,
you don't have
yeah.
to flatter him. Just be like, I want
But
to
then he
hear
sucks
your
up.
perspective on the show. I want to see what you have to
Exactly.
say. Just have
Exactly.
a conversation.
you know,
What do
if
you think
Alex
he'd say
Jones,
about the Schneider cut?
I don't think that he would even have. No, he definitely would have watched it.
Yeah.
What?
All 4 hours.
Of
I'm
what?
actually lost. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I missed something. I was reading about
What?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right. More like you were driving down Los Santos Boulevard.
First of all, I'm in the casino, and second of all, I was actually reading about Joe Rogan. Did you know he apparently had an episode recently with Bill Burr, where in classic like literally petard-brained libertarian moment, he's like, "We just need to simply stop. We simply just need to stop the government from locking people down. Lockdown is bad. We need to just let people do whatever the fuck they
Yeah,
want."
I was gonna say he was being really sus when
Yeah, he's-
quarantine started.
And then Bill Burr apparently just like roasted the shit out of
yeah,
him.
yeah,
Which is
I saw that
awesome
clip.
because I love Bill Burr.
Bill Burr is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You would love Bill Burr.
What? Are you kidding me? You would not love Bill Burr because you couldn't get through Mandalorian.
Oh,
You're just jealous that other people have seen Mandalorian and you couldn't fathom.
I couldn't fathom it.
You couldn't fathom what goes on there. All right.
To be fair, you
To
have to have
watch-
a pretty
I
high
was gonna
IQ
say,
to understand the Mandalorian.
You don't understand how smart you have to be to appreciate
You don't
Mandalorian season
understand
2.
I watched
Who
the end
shows
of
up at
it.
the end?
I saw
Shut
that
up.
though.
Shut up. Yeah, you watched the last episode, you wiener.
No.
Honestly,
to
though, I will
censor
say,
that.
I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
defend
Look
Evan
up
to an
Twitch
extent.
over there.
because from what I've seen of season 2, it's a little more fan servicey than season 1. That's all I'm
No,
gonna say.
it's
That's all I'm
better
gonna
than
say.
season 1.
Really? All right.
I'll
I mean,
admit,
I'm not
there
gonna...
was some scenes that's like clearly fan service, like Ahsoka showing up, and it's like, all right,
Mhm.
she's here for one
You mean
episode.
the
too.
entire season?
Got
Dude,
him.
you haven't seen it. You
I
can't.
have. I've seen most of the
No,
season.
you said you saw like the first 2 episodes and then watched the last one.
Yeah, but since then I've seen more.
Okay, but then you told me. You forgive me for
I
assuming
told you
haven't.
months ago.
No. You must forgive me for assuming you haven't, because when you told me this, you also said you won't watch anymore.
Look, they were just on one day. I
Okay.
wasn't like.
Anyway, this
I'll
is not the
believe it.
Mandalorian episode. This is the Joe Rogan and Bill Burr episode. Have you seen King of Staten Island? Because Bill Burr's very good in that.
Is that the one with Pete Davidson?
Pete
He's like,
Davidson?
my dad's dead.
What, do you guys not like Pete Davidson either?
Not necessarily, but I know.
Dude, I remember one time an ad came on for that, and my dad was like, "That looks awful."
I will say the ad was pretty bad that I
Okay,
saw.
I haven't
as well.
seen the ad. I just watched the movie and it was very good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I believe you. I would give it
You
a chance
don't.
then. What? Okay, I guess I don't.
Justin, you would like King of Staten Island.
I don't even know
What a
anything
rose.
about it.
Dude, I know that like his dad's a fireman and he's dead.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm right?
you are right.
I'm right, so I know something about the movie.
Please no.
Do you know Alex Jones
He's in
Had a-
season 2 of Sad Island.
Dude, he lost a custody battle for his children because he
Dude,
forgot
yeah.
he forgot their birthdays, and he blamed he literally his defense in court for why he forgot their birthdays because he had a big bowl of chili for lunch.
Oh no.
That's awesome.
That's funny. That reminds me of the classic clips of his show where he's like starts screaming, and then he's like, "Oh, excuse me, I ate a big steak last night and I swam 3 miles." Like his excuse after raging out, from what I've seen of the highlights back in the day, is always that he's done some like high testosterone thing and or he ate something big. That's like his main
so
thing.
ridiculous.
I ate a
It's
bunch
like
of chili.
He's something else.
Yeah. It's just the free stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, be afraid of him. We should
I feel like I
fear.
could kill him. Like if it came down to it.
You wouldn't be able to get that close to him.
Why? Is there?
Eric Andre got pretty close to him.
Yeah,
No.
It's too late.
William.
It's too late for that. Those games are through.
What?
Okay.
It's go time for Alex.
Wait, what did you just say? What?
It's go time for Alex.
You said you couldn't touch him, and I said Eric Andre was close to him, and you said those days are over. The games are over.
Go time for Alex.
Go time for Alex. Are you okay, Evan?
Yeah.
Alec?
Alec?
No. Alex X, like New York Knicks.
Dude, Madagascar 2 is the best Madagascar movie.
That is just not true.
I don't know,
It's the
man.
worst.
I used to agree with you, but I watched a bunch of clips from Madagascar 1, and it got me really nostalgic, so I really want to rewatch it. So I want to wait. I want to reserve judgment till I rewatch both of them.
Okay, right.
Madagascar episode definitely is also going to be the next.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
I think we have a really solid lineup with Godzilla versus Kong. We got Madagascar as an option.
Other questions.
Yeah. So someone mentioned Mandalorian. Just want to say, anyone hear about the Obi-Wan series that's coming out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that is hype.
It's
Hayden Christensen's gonna be.
definitely the most interested I've been in a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because it's a very compelling kind of era,
Right.
and it actually
Yeah,
like
that's true.
it's an era where I'm actually like, okay, it makes sense to explore that.
Yeah.
Versus like all
that's
this
something
other
I
shit.
really want to see.
And the cast is stacked.
Mm-hmm.
They announced the cast here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll always have a soft spot for Revenge of the Sith. It's an awesome movie. It's such a good experience, I think. Like,
That is
It's
true.
debatable.
Revenge of the Sith is badass.
It is definitely the best prequel movie.
oh yeah,
obviously.
Oh, no
That's
doubt, no doubt. But
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
it.
really like both of the other prequel movies.
I
People always
have,
roast
like,
me for
a-
liking Attack of the
honestly-
Clones, but
I think Attack of the Clones is
I
alright.
think our
That's
Star
when we
Wars
never skip
episode
it.
is going to be crazy once we
It will.
eventually do that.
dude, I don't even know if I want to be on it. I feel like it's gonna be so aggressive.
Oh, dude,
Because
Star
no
Wars
one
is
has
the most.
no one has just like calm opinions about Star Wars. You know what I mean?
That's fair enough.
I don't. I think that most people have calm opinions. I think that there are certain aggressors. I won't say his name, but Casey.
Looking at you, jousting team.
That's good. I like that.
Dude, sorry. Do they get aggressive? Like, I guess I could see that. I don't know.
Wait.
I've
Well,
never
he
been
gets
like
so.
this.
I don't know. Again, everyone has. That's the other thing about Star Wars is that everyone has such different views. I don't know many people with the same views entirely. Like for example, with Casey,
Mhm.
like I'll get into heated debates about him about the prequels,
Right.
but we pretty much agree very much so on the sequel, how we feel about the sequels, and how we both like the Last Jedi.
How do you
a lot.
guys feel on the? How do you guys feel on those, the sequels and the prequels? Because now I'm a bit curious.
Well, I think firstly, sequel wise,
Mhm.
I think Force Awakens. I'm starting to. I really didn't like in the beginning,
Dude,
and I kind
I
of.
think Last Jedi is the best one.
I also agree. I think the Last Jedi is the best one for sure. And I guess we,
Pretty awesome.
yeah. And then the prequels, I have very mixed feelings about, but I generally don't think they're like that good. But they also at the same time present a really kind of interesting layer to the franchise and the world that I.
Dude,
think
I
is
really
great.
like the story of the prequels. I think it's good.
Yeah, no, the story itself is
It's
good.
awesome.
I think execution is where what gets me a lot of the time, and I'm like, you know. again, we can obviously talk about this because
Oh yeah.
this is like a whole fucking opening a ginormous can of worms. But yeah, anyway. So the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that's coming out next year. So Ewan McGregor obviously is returning as Obi-Wan. Hayden Christensen's coming back as Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's gonna be epic.
Yeah, I got some newcomers here whose names I don't recognize. Moses Ingram. Oh, Joel Edgerton. He was in something.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what it was. But also Kumail Nanjiani. O'Shea Jackson Jr., who's Ice Cube's son, is in it.
Nice.
So it's a pretty big cast. Bigger than I expected. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see. So I'm excited for that, at least. Out of all the Disney stuff that's coming out.
Oh, yo, Ewan McGregor just revealed the beard.
Yeah, I saw that today. He released a picture of his beard.
When is it coming out?
Pretty sure it's
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay.
let me double check. I know they just started filming.
Oh, okay.
So
probably not
Man,
for
what's
like.
that going to be about? I have no idea. Like, could be anything. I don't know how they're going to factor Darth Vader.
it says early 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, probably.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
I wonder how many episodes there will be.
I think they said 6. Which makes sense, honestly. You can't make a fucking 10-episode thing out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be very straightforward. Versus, like...
Yeah,
'cause
actually,
I
I kind of like that. I hope that.
Yeah, because I'll say as someone who liked
It'll be more
Mandalorian Season
concise.
1, I like Mandalorian Season 1 a lot. And I think that even that still suffered from 2 or 3 filler episodes. You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of like putzing around for no reason type
Magnificent 7 episode tier.
True.
Absolutely abysmal. Worst episode.
Exactly,
Of the show.
and that's why I'm really glad they're gonna do 6 episodes apparently on this one, especially with like big characters like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, where it's like no one wants to see Obi-Wan go on a fucking, it's like when you have to do busy work in like an RPG game. You know what I mean? Like no one wants to see that.
Some people like the grind, bro.
That's true. Some people I guess like the grind, but
I don't know. I'd still watch it if it was long.
I guess. I
I'm
mean,
opposed
yeah.
to 6 episodes. I think that could definitely work to its benefit.
Mm-hmm. They also there's a video you can watch online that someone from the crew took of they recreated, obviously like part of Tatooine, and it looks really insane.
They did not recreate, bro. They're just reusing the sets from Mandalorian.
You mean the freaking screen?
No, it's not the screen. It's like a full fucking set,
good.
bro. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, can we talk about how...
I'm sure they're gonna use the screen too.
Dude, like 80% of Mandalorian is fucking desert planet.
True, but also 80% of Mandalorian was filmed using that screen technology.
That's true.
I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up, but yeah, I recommend checking out that video. So anyway, Obi-Wan series seems hype.
Yeah.
Other movie news, Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig are reportedly going to get $100 million each to develop 2 Knives Out sequels for Netflix, which will have a total payout of $400 million for Ryan Johnson. So apparently, if this goes through, Netflix will get the deal for the next 2 movies.
That'd be pretty fun. I hope they're
also released in theater.
I hope they're done well.
I'm sure they will be. I mean, the first one was immaculate. Great movie.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Immaculate?
What?
I mean, I don't want to get into a whole thing because I've listened to your Knives Out episode and I know how obsessed with it you are. But
I'm obsessed with it.
let's just say this. I watched it on an airplane. I think flying home from New Zealand, and then on Black Friday, I think. So that's like probably half a year since I've been back. I was at Best Buy with Jonathan, and we saw in the movies, and Jonathan pulls out Knives Out, and he's like, I've heard of this. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be good. I feel like everybody's always talking about it. And he's like, have you seen it? And I'm like, no. And then like 30 minutes later, I remembered I fucking had seen it. So that just shows you its impression that it left on me.
Got him.
Okay. I mean, hey. You want to know what okay? Like, I'm. Damn, dog. I would.
God damn.
I think it's all right. I thought
I think
I'm just saying, you
Past
said
really
immaculate. That's like pretty.
I think so. My thoughts are: A, I went in with low expectations.
Okay. Interesting.
B, it highly exceeded my expectations. And also, many other points I have is that I think it's one of the first. I can't think of a good mystery movie like this, that isn't as. Because it does a very kind of detailed job of trying to pay homage to the classic, Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express, all those classic films and books.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it was a perfect kind of modern follow-up to those things. And you don't see anything like it. And I said this in the episode too, which I think probably why it came across as the way you heard it, is that originality. Originality is something that is so, so hard to come by in Hollywood in these days. And for a major blockbuster from a major director with a major cast like this to be so kind of well-crafted, kind of, a very smart screenplay, I think it just was so refreshing to me. And I think that's why I was kind of gushing about it in the beginning. And I mean, I still gush about it. And that's why I'm so excited for the sequels. And I mean, and to me, it was not forgettable. To me, it's something that I very much want to rewatch, and I actually have intentionally spaced out time for me to rewatch it because I want to come in with a kind of fresh mindset as well. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just me.
No,
I
it's
mean, a lot of
pretty
people
good.
like it, so it's probably just Justin.
Just.
Oh, you did
Look,
not
I didn't
just say that.
I didn't look. Like I said, I didn't dislike it.
He
It just didn't stick
No,
with
no.
me at all. I just
Yeah,
didn't.
that's fair. I mean, it's hey,
And don't
like,
get me wrong,
yeah.
I love Don Johnson, bro. Daniel Craig's
Oh,
he's pretty
Dude,
cool.
I was just trying to get in
you
on
know?
the Gotham action. Sorry.
I don't know. Was it Chris Evans was in it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care about him because I haven't seen Captain America, and he's my least favorite character in the Avengers. But
Well,
Right.
other than that, what's her name was in it, and
Christopher Plummer, Anna de Armas, Jamie Lee
True.
Curtis. I mean,
true.
Michael Shannon, dude, I fucking love Michael Shannon. But yeah, again, that's just me. That's just me. I don't know. Like, are you a fan of the mystery type movies or?
I'm trying to
Hot
remember any
Fuzz?
others I've seen. I mean, Murder on the Orient
What?
Express was kind of disappointing for sure.
Yeah, that was
Especially given how
extremely
great the
disappointing.
cast was.
Yeah.
I mean, Willem Dafoe. Come on.
Right.
Not that he's untouchable. I mean, everybody's at least heard of the Great Wall, and that's as much as they. Oh, that's an example of an actual white savior movie.
White
that is
savior movie.
that is actually like a
Yes.
0 out of 10. One of
You
the
know,
worst movies I've ever
Damon.
seen in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
I'm a bit of a white savior myself.
That's
good. That's good. No, but like the Great Wall is, I think it's what's hilarious about the Great Wall to me and kind of fucked up is like it is extreme like Chinese propaganda firstly,
True.
right?
Very true.
Yeah, I've heard
And you can tell this from the movie and its production if you know anything about it. And it's just like for them to make it a white savior movie is just such a
Yeah.
perplexing move to me. You
no,
know what I mean?
dude. I don't know, man. There's a lot of there
I mean, I
can be
guess not.
quite a bit of white worship in Asian cultures.
True, you're right. It's kind of fucked up actually. So
Yeah, I agree.
anyway,
It's weird how that happens a lot, and a lot of the times they'll just cast like half Asian or even white actors for Asian people.
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
I think that might be the majority.
That's the thing in Asian. I mean, even in like something like Bollywood, it's very light skin
Yeah, right.
preference,
Yeah,
and
there's that aspect too.
there's
And in
that's a
India,
whole
a lot
thing.
of people use all kinds of products to lighten their skin.
Yeah, to become fair skinned, it's a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
It's messed
Dude,
up.
whenever I go to Bhutan, I just constantly see commercials for like whitening creams.
Yep.
It's probably the same in Pakistan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Damn. I don't see that when I go to Walmart.
Well, because they, I mean, it's not really a practice in Bhutan. It's just that in Bhutan you just watch Indian TV mostly. If you want like
Right.
outside stuff, like you get Discovery Channel, India, that kind of thing.
I definitely didn't see any of that in New
Just news.
Zealand. Then again, I
Too bad-
didn't actually watch a moment of television in New Zealand.
Too bad Indian TV is shit.
Dude, there's some funny stuff on Indian TV. Like kind of funny in a bad way. Like
Yeah.
you ever heard of Chota Beam? Dude,
Oh,
it's
I'd hurt to
ridiculous,
hear.
isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Dude, Chota Beam is like the same story every episode. And
Also, I don't think it's Chota Ban. I think it's Choti Bahu.
really,
Yeah,
I know for a
think that's what you're
fact that they
thinking.
call it Chota Beam.
Okay,
It's
then maybe you saw like a weird spin-off or something. Because that's
interesting. Let me
Yeah.
see. Chota Beam is an Indian animated comedy adventure television series. Yeah.
Beam with an M.
Beam, yeah. BHEM.
Oh, like a kid show.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's a kids show.
Okay, I thought you were talking about a very popular like.
Oh,
kid-
no.
Okay.
It's funny. It's like basically the main character is like literally impossible if he eats a labu. Like seriously, that's
What
like
do you mean
big
he's
gimmick.
impossible?
Impossible? Oh my god. Did I really say impossible?
Yeah,
You said impossible.
Jesus, I'm tired. I meant invincible.
he's
He's
impossible.
impossible. He's impossible to kill, okay?
Okay.
Or even harm.
Oh
He like
my
hardly
God.
gets harmed in any episode. And it's like the same plot every time. Like him and his group of friends like catch the bad guy, and then there's like the Cole Rouse bully character. You might have to censor that. And then yeah,
Hilarious.
like that's it. And then they just beat the bad guy, and Chota Beam walks off without a scratch on him. And it like that's the whole thing. And
Yeah.
like you know he's just gonna be fine.
Dude, sounds fucking
I
hilarious.
love this is classic India.
Yeah,
It's not
it
even-
is funny.
It's
It is
not.
really
It's a
funny.
kid show, and it's not even like he eats like broccoli or a vegetable.
Yeah, he
He
eats
eats
like
a fucking
deep-fried
fried
snack.
sweet. He eats a fried
Yeah.
sweet, and he, according to this description, does gravity-defying
Yeah, no,
stunts
seriously, he gets like superpowers.
and defeats evil demons.
Yeah, Chota Beam. There's some other solid shows like on Discovery Channel and National Geographic, especially because those translate pretty well. And like the
Yeah, those are okay.
yeah, and like the English language versions, like whatever, everyone has an Indian accent, but who cares? Like it's like pretty much the same quality as you'd get here, just like different things. Like over there, they have
Yeah.
something called Do or Die, and it's this series where it presents you with like a perilous situation, and it gives you like 3 possible like choices you could make, and it tells you which one you'll survive if you do or something, or like how to get out of situations like that. And I guess like animal shows also translate pretty well.
Yeah, but the vast majority of mainstream Indian TV is either dramas or
No, yeah, I haven't watched
or
it.
music channels.
I just watched the animated shows and the
Yeah.
like the documentary shows. I feel like those are usually pretty safe.
They also have weird like religious dramas.
Oh, dude,
Or-
they have religious kids TV shows too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they have,
I've seen
they have
those,
the.
yeah.
Have you seen the like the little Krishna adventures?
I think that's on Netflix, right?
Is it on Netflix? That's insane.
Yeah.
That one's not nearly as bad as Chota Beam. That one's actually pretty solid.
But no, the TV shows are insane because it's like depicting this like mythological like religious
Yeah,
stuff.
and he's
'cause as
just
you
in
know,
like
it's-
middle school or something.
It's very expansive. I'm talking about like the adult dramas,
Oh no, okay, this isn't. The
and
one
it's like
for.
playing the heavy like horns, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
like the CGI is like so shitty. It's
This CGI is hilarious, and a lot of the acting is also really.
oh,
funny.
the
I've seen
acting
clips.
is yeah.
Like the action sequences.
Yeah. No, and also they have all the weird different game shows. They have the Couple Sharma comedy show, which is like improv, but it's mostly just like 3 guys dressing up like girls, but then celebrities come. It's so weird. I can't even describe the humor.
Okay, it's called
like,
Roll Number 21.
what?
That's the Krishna show.
Roll 21.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So basically, it's like a kid who's an incarnation of Krishna, and his name is Chris,
Oh, Jesus.
and he's blue. And
Krish,
yeah.
Krish, the reincarnation of Lord Krishna, is sent to save. Oh, it's funny that his name is Krish because there's a movie called Krish,
Mhm.
very popular action movie that is basically a ripoff of fucking what is it? Mission Impossible.
That's funny.
Or what's
Another
the,
thing that's pretty funny is the commercials. Those can be ridiculous.
Yeah,
too.
the commercials. Yeah, there's always the same one for the fucking astrology. They're very big at astrology, so there's always the same guy. He's made like millions, just like
Interesting.
fucking peddling stupid, like obviously fake shit. I don't know. Anyway,
Dude, you know how I have that class where every week I need to post a video where I just talk about any random topic?
all right, we have to learn about this week's video, of course.
That
True,
sounds kind of
but
good.
it's not. But
Sounds
last
kinda
week,
interesting. I don't know.
this girl in my class, unironically, okay, maybe she was just being nice, but she was interviewing her roommate, or maybe it was her best friend, one of the two, maybe both. And the topic was her friend was like really like interested, invested, and like allegedly, obviously you can't be, but at least thought she was very knowledgeable about crystals. And she was like unironically, like completely seriously, just like giving like, oh yeah, these past couple months I've been really into like black quartz because it just cleans the vibe of like these negative classes I've been taking. And like the girl interviewing her is just like, she's like, yeah, wow, tell me more. So maybe she was just like, you know, being polite, but at least the girl she was interviewing was unironically going on about that. I can believe my ears. That doesn't seem like something, even if you did believe in it, that doesn't seem like the kind of thing you would like want people to know you were into.
The crystals thing.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty big now. I mean, I've just seen because like I said in an earlier episode, I've been using Twitter more.
True.
And it's much bigger than you think it would be. Fucking all this astrology.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of crystal shops around
like-
Tallahassee.
That is true. I have seen a lot of crystal
there
shops.
there are mainstream ads, and by ads I mean people who like plug things in the replies of viral tweets that are huge number of likes, like that at least that half of Twitter must be seeing and liking. On like, girls, get this crystal if you want to manifest more love from your man. You know, like literally just shit like that. It's just mainstream.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's all the same demographic of like primarily college girls too.
Dude, yeah.
So
I mean, I've seen a lot of shops that are like the essential, like fucking the hippie shop, you know what I mean? And they have like a section for crystals. And what that is, I assume, is pretty much just this shop, you know, trying to squeeze money out of this type of people because they know, like, obviously, if you're in here buying fucking essential oils and like astrology tapestries for your dorm, you're probably going to get a crystal too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yo, Mr. White, this crystal's bomb, yo.
Jesse, that's Jesse. It's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bitch. The scans came through. I figured out what happened to Tenzin and Evan. But,
What happened?
What was it?
well, it's funny you should ask, Justin,
Huh?
because according to my readings here, it came directly from you.
What?
From
And I
me?
have a theory. You see, I'll look at these graphs. All right, you see this green marking here. See this green marking here.
Yeah, I see the green marking.
What's the green marking?
All right. Now if I enhance, right? See, I'm zooming in and I'm enhancing.
Wow.
See what it says there?
Oh no!
I'll
I
be
see.
the bigger man. So, what does that mean? My theory is that after we watched the Schneider cut, you guys weren't there. But what happened was, Justin kind of, if you remember, Justin, you were feeling a little out of it, weren't you? You were feeling a little imbued with something, right?
I was feeling strangely powerful.
Right. Now, I can confirm, Justin. I can confirm right here and right now through my findings that you actually gained some power from watching the Schneider cut, specifically the Joker scene. You see, what happened was we unlocked the first step into your powers. And what fully unleashed it was us doing the Schneider promo when you actually imbued the personality of Jared Leto Joker. And what that did is opened up the floodgates to this, let's just say, Dr. Manhattan-esque type of power
Whoa.
within you.
How
Okay.
the hell did you figure all this out?
Yeah,
Well,
it's the scans.
It's
right?
on the graph.
I get a lot of benefits from being a podcast host, and Anchor allows me access to a lot of things. So,
Okay, that's
anyways.
really cool.
Wait, so
so
you're
yeah.
how does this connect to me and Evan and Tenzin's disappearance and reappearance?
Well,
True.
it all has to do with a reappearance. You see, you know how you said their names and they suddenly reappeared?
Yeah, but that could be chalked up
remember
to
that.
mere
I
coincidence.
grabbed no, sir. I grabbed the audio files, converted them in my Defibrillator 3000, and I was able to figure out that this whole thing stemmed simply from your thoughts. You see, before the break, when the boys were talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, the Wizard of Gragu, what is it called?
Wizard of Gore.
The Wizard of Gore.
Montag.
Excuse me. The Wizard of Gore. You became so bored and frustrated with this line of topic that you actually, in your mind, unintentionally and subconsciously, wished Tenzin and Evan away.
Whoa.
Just wished him out of existence.
Fuck you, man.
Hey, now listen,
I'm sorry,
guys.
I didn't even
to.
know I could.
He didn't know he could, and he didn't mean to. However, you were able to bring them back by simply speaking their names and thinking about them later on.
So, where were you guys before I brought you back?
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know. It just like was, blink of the eye.
Yeah.
I was
I
here.
didn't know I was gone.
Well, my readings have revealed a little bit more about what kind of things have happened since then and in that time. And all I'm going to say is be careful when you use the restroom now, boys.
Oh. What does that mean?
I've been listening to Filmatic Podcast Season 4 premiere. It's been a little bit of a Frankenstein type mess, but it's interesting for sure. So I hope everyone, hey, did you guys have fun on this season premiere?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a good crew.
It is a good crew, and everyone, please look forward to that poll so we can decide what exactly we'll be doing, whether it be Godzilla, Madagascar, or what have you.
Ooh.
So it's packed, and we got some fun stuff planned for this season. So, guys, make sure you check out Fish on SoundCloud. Make sure you check out MET305, whatever the new video is for Justin.
3940, bro. Come on. How many times have
3940.
you posted this link?
Twice, perhaps. And it'll be linked below.
It's 3 times.
Remember, leave a like and comment on it, and also follow at Our Sustainable Oceans.
It's just
I got it wrong,
Sustainable
didn't
Hour.
At Sustainable Hour on Twitter, guys. And also re-listen. Hey, the giveaway.
Oh yeah, sure.
So for the giveaway, you need to go ahead and comment what your favorite white savior movie is. All right, I'm opening.
What?
I'm
They're
opening
gonna
up
ask
the
that of us.
giveaway.
You gotta turn it around on them.
Yeah, we got to turn it around on you, and you can't say The Last Samurai. So
You can't say any of the ones we named in the entire episode.
You gotta do your research.
You're making them work for it.
Yeah, that's a lot of my
Unless-
goal.
True. Yeah.
My goal was to open it up.
Okay, just censor me saying that. Censor me saying that.
No, I'll just delete you. Why would I censor it?
Because it's funny. I don't know.
Okay, fine, we'll censor it. We'll censor it. Guys, comment your favorite white savior film, and that's all you
Unless
gotta
it's
do.
the Great
to win.
Wall. In that case, I don't
Okay,
want to
yeah.
watch Shrek with you.
Yeah, if you choose the Great Wall, then you really should just kind of stop breathing.
Move to China. Join the CCP.
There you go.
Got him. Holy
So-
shit.
That's a good one. All right, guys. You can win that great Shrek giveaway.
And you can win yourself some social credit system points.
Exactly. So
Man, he's
that's a good reference.
topical.
Yeah. All right, guys. So finally, I've been Nabeel Sharif.
I've been Evan Lamar.
I'm still Tenzin Smith.
I've been Justin Fischler.
That was painful, and you've been listening to Filmatic Podcast. And fade away.
Ooh.